Less than 2 minutes to go now, folks, before the first race of our day here on day 4 at the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships. It's the first AB semi-final for the men's pair. Lane 1 for South Africa, we have Cameron Tabara and Callan Barrell. For Mexico in lane 2, Hugo Reyes Antillon and Iram Lopez Lucatero. Florin Arteni Fintenario and Alexandru Gerazim for Romania in lane 3. Victor Toston Lam and Gregoire Charles for France in lane 4. Henry Stayat and Florian Chalmet for Belgium in lane 5. And completing the field for Switzerland in lane 6, Marino Kerler and Gianluca Perellini.
本日最初のレースまで残すところ1分となりました。最初のレース男子ペア準決勝ご紹介します。第1組1レーン南アフリカ共和国、2レーンメキシコ、3レーンルーマニア、4レーンフランス、5レーンベルギー、6レーンスイス、3レーンのルーマニアは前回大会優勝、そして去年のユースオリンピックでも2位を獲得している実力者です。
For those joining us for the first time, this being an AB semi-final, that means that the winning 3 boats in this race will progress through to the A final, where they'll contend for the medals tomorrow morning. So an A final is where the medals are won, and then in a B final and through the smaller finals, you have athletes competing for their championship ranking positions. So a B final contends places 7 through 12, a C final 13 through 18, and so on down through the lettered finals. So this AB semi-final for the men's pair, you can see on the big screen there just moments from getting started. The starting order will be called by the starting umpire in the starting tower. He'll read through the roll call of the nations and then call them to attention. And we will then hear a buzzer that lets them loose, just as we see here for this first AB semi-final for the junior men's pair. My name is Peter O'Hanlon. I'm joined up here in the tower by my Japanese co-commentator, Naho Usami. But following this race, as it just gets underway here, we have our commentators following this on the course, where we have Camilla Hadland and Hiroshi Sugito. So it's just getting started, but it looks like a pretty even start across the board here. But let's catch up with Camilla. Good morning, Camilla. How's the race looking as it gets underway?
さあ間もなく400メートルに
in the first 500 meters of this first race of the Saturday here at the Junior World Rowing Championships, and it is 3/4 of a length at the moment to this wonderful French combination. I had the pleasure of watching them race their heat, and I think this is very much their style. Gregoire Charles and Victor Toston Lam have got 3/4 of a length lead ahead of the Romanians and the Swiss at this point.
現在1位はフランス、それを追うのがスイス、ルーマニアです。ルーマニアはやや出遅れた感がありましたが、ここへ来てぐいぐいと伸びてきています。3レーンのルーマニアは予選トップタイムを記録しています。バウのアルテニ・フィティニアウ選手は昨年の金メダリスト、優勝候補でもあります。
We're approaching the bridge here on the course of this first race of the day, and the French still hold the lead, but the Romanians coming back really strong and predictable, I suspect, as they've got a world champion on board in the form of Florin Arteni Fintenario, and they're now closing in. They're a canvas back on the French out at the front of the field. These two crews are now going out to almost a length lead, and there was a real decisive effort there to go up to rate 37 in the Romanian boat, just to try and get back on terms with the French before the halfway marker. We're almost at 750 metres in now, and with every single stroke, the bow balls get closer and closer together between France and Romania. The fight for third's a really interesting one as well, between Belgium and Switzerland in lanes 5 and 6. It was the Swiss that held that third and final spot through to the A final, a crucial position to be in if you want to be contesting for the medals tomorrow. But the Belgians, well, they rode through, but just as I'm talking now, I think the Swiss have responded and they've moved back into third position.
上位3クルーが決勝に進むこのクルー、このレース、3位争いが非常に白熱してまいりました。今1位を行くのはルーマニア、だんだん周りを引き離しつつある状況です。 3位争いをするのはスイス、そしてベルギーですね。スイスとベルギーの争いが非常に白熱してまいりました。一番離れたレーンを行く南アフリカにもまだチャンスがありそうです。
So we're through halfway now with this first race, and the Romanians, that little push that they did underneath the bridge has put them in such good stead to lead this race. Now they're now 3/4 of a length up on the early leading French crew in the lane next to them, and the French now also being hauled in by this race going on between Belgium and Switzerland, which is just with every single stroke, the surge is chopping and changing that lead for third place. This is absolutely wonderful stuff. At the moment, I think just about Belgium, the combination of Florian Chalmert and Henry Steyart is just peaking ahead at the moment, but Switzerland staying well with them at this point in time.
500メーターから1000メーターにかけて非常に良いスピードを見せていたトップを走るルーマニアですが、ここへ来てややストロークに短さが出てきたように感じられます。フランスもそのあたりでかなり、反応してミドルスパート的なことをしていましたので、ちょっと疲れが見えます。3位争いにベルギーがやや抜け出した感じがあります。スイスもここは反応したいところ、第1レーンの南アフリカにもまだまだチャンスはあるかというところです。
Well, the third 500 metres certainly is where it sorts out the crew's race pace. It's who's the most consistent boat on the water, and it's managed to spread out the crews. So those tight races that were going on in those top four crews are now splitting out quite nicely. We've got the leading crew still as Romania by 3/4 of a length ahead of France. Is then a little bit of clear water gap, not much, maybe about 1/4 of a length of clear water back then to Belgium, who have managed to overhaul Switzerland into a 3/4 of a length lead for that third and final spot through to the A final as we go through 500 metres to go.
1位のルーマニア、リードを保ったまま、1500にかかりました。ただ準決勝を通るだけではなく優勝候補としてここは1位でゴールしたいところです。第3位を行きます、決勝進出スポット最後を占めそうなのはベルギーになってまいりました。やや小柄な2人ですが非常に力を大きく、長く使っているとても参考になるローイングだと思います。
Powering away into the final sprint now, the Romanians wanting to get themselves in a position to be contending for a championship title tomorrow. Florian Arteni-Fintanariu just wanting to have another opportunity to win the World Championships here, and they're looking so good out there on the water. They've managed to push ahead of this fantastic looking French combination really well. And as we enter 250 metres to go, it's the Belgians in the hot seat, Pete.
Yeah, they look pretty good there, holding third position. That's the hot seat as we hear from Camilla. They're at 35 strokes a minute, but they've got a safe enough margin to hold on to that third and last place through to the A final. Nobody really winding it up here. The Belgians, I don't think, feeling too pressured. They've got a length and a half to make up if they want to take second place, but no real need to push on the afterburners at this stage of an AB semi.
このレースを先頭を引くのは3レーンルーマニア、続いてフランス、そして3位にベルギーが来ています。3着争い、こちら3点までが決勝戦に進みます。
Florian Arteni-Fintanariu and Alexandru Gerasim for Romania take the win in this first AB semi-final, just over a length ahead of Tostan Lam and Charles for France. And joining them into the A final, Steyart and Chalmert for Belgium. That's the 1-2-3. Coming up for fourth place, though, on the near side, Keller and Pierolini for Switzerland, half a length ahead of South Africa's Tabara and Barrel for fifth place. And then coming in for sixth, we have Reyes Antillon and Lopez Lucatero of Mexico. So they'll progress to the B final.
男子ペア準決勝第1組、結果1着ルーマニア、2着フランス、3着ベルギー、ここまでが決勝戦に進みます。そして4着スイス、5着南アフリカ共和国、6着メキシコ、こちらが順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Second AB semi-final for the men's pair is underway. We've got Adam Campaign and David Eddington for the USA in lane 1. Kasper Pedersen and Tobias Bork Christensen for Denmark in 2. Achille Benazzo and Alessandro Bonamanetta for Italy in lane 3. Kasper Vernekas and Tom Tevez for Germany in 4, Ivan Vukovic and Karlo Borkovic for Croatia in 5, and Ioannis Petolotidis and Yorios Makrianis for Greece in lane 6.
男子ペア準決勝第2組、1レーンアメリカ、2レーンデンマーク、3レーンイタリア、4レーンドイツ、5レーンクロアチア、6レーンイギリスです。
Following this race, then we've got our all-star commentators, Robert Trahan-Jones and Kenichi Obinata. Robert, we're looking at a great picture of them here, passing through halfway. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Pete. Well, welcome to everybody in the grandstands and listening in worldwide on worldrowing.com. It really is a very close race, and I rather expected that because times were so close between Italy and Germany, the two pairs in the centre lanes who qualified direct for this semi-final after Wednesday's heat. Just 0.15 of a second separated those two on that occasion. As we go 1,200 metres in, it is Italy who lead Germany by the narrowest margin, with Croatia not far back in third position.
男子なしペア準決勝2組目、現在トップを走っているのはイタリア、2位にドイツ、3位にクロアチアが追っております。この3クルーはほぼ判定審査で接戦を演じています。イタリアのペアは昨年ナシフォアで銅メダルを獲得した非常に強いクルーです。その経験を生かして判定審ほどリードを奪ってトップを走っておる状態です。
Well, bags of experience on board the Italian boat that's still leading the field. Benazzo and Bonomenata came out of last year's bronze medal 4. Here they are in the smaller boat and heading surely for a place in the A final with 600 meters to go. Because while Ken was giving the news in Japanese, the Italians went for a bit of a push and they've trying to break clear of the chasing Germans. For their part, Croatia really moving up on the grandstand side because they want to be right in that top 3 with 500 to go and match any late challenge that might come from the USA. That's where the pressure point is on the far side. The USA in 4th position ahead of Greece and Denmark.
決勝上位3クルーは、イタリア、ドイツ、クロアチアの3クルーに絞られたでしょうか。4位のアメリカとは2艇身ほど水が空いていますので、ここから逆転するのは非常に難しい状態だと思われます。
Well, the Italians, I think, have broken clear. Yes, there's a little gap of clear water just behind their stern and ahead of the German bow ball. The Germans, Vernikes and Tevez, coached by Armin Hertzreiter there with a clear second place. Well, clear, I say, but the Croatians have gone for another push as we approach the 250 to go mark, and the 3 leaders have broken right clear of the field, and I suspect the qualification places for the crucial A final are sorted, Pete.
Yeah, we've got a real sprint coming on here. Germany and Croatia, I don't think they like being side by side. Germany respond. Tom Tevez takes them up over 40. The Croatians, Borkovic and Vukovic at 39. But the Germans are making the best of this sprint here. They've got overlap again with the Italians, who had to raise it to 39 now as they get right into a finishing sprint, despite being in places for the A final.
決勝に進む3艇はほぼ決まりでしょうか。1位で行くのはイタリア、2位ドイツ、3位クロアチアという感じで進んでいます。
Germany go to 43 strokes a minute. They clearly want to show everyone what power they're holding in reserve for a strong finishing sprint. It could be really close across the line. Italy just cling on to it. It was on the surge of the stroke, so we'll have to wait for the official result to split them in that sprint finish there. But I think it was Italy by an inch ahead of Germany and then Croatia. So those 3 boats progress nonetheless into the A final. USA in 4th ahead of Greece in 5th, and 6th place Denmark go to the B final.
男子ペア準決勝1着でゴールをしたのはイタリア、そして2着ラストスパートでレート43まで上げましたドイツ、3着にクロアチア、ここまでが決勝に進みます。4着がアメリカ、5着イギリス、6着デンマーク、こちらは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
We're moving on now to the first AB semi-final for the women's quadruple sculls. 6 boats lining up here. The USA in lane 1, Italy in 2, the Czech Republic in 3, Switzerland in 4, Germany in 5, and France in lane 6.
女子クオドルプル準決勝1組、 1レーンアメリカ、2レーンイタリア、3レーンチェコ、4レーンスイス、5レーンドイツ、6レーンフランス。
Well, they're coming up towards the 1,000, and Camilla, Germany looking good out in front. We so often see German squads great, particularly the women's squads, great in women's quadruple sculls.
Absolutely, a real prestige of sculling at junior level for the German boats, and no surprises to see them up there. However, this is this crew's international debut at world level, so in fact actually probably a surprise to see them leading 3 world champions in the form of the Czech Republic crew. The bow 3, the Czech Republic crew, junior world champions in the women's 8 last year, and they sit in second currently by the smallest of margins ahead of Switzerland. Switzerland, no strangers at all to the podium in this event either. They won the gold medal last year, but a big shake-up in that crew. Only one Romania in that crew from Celia Dupre in the stroke seat, and she leads them now for the charge into second.
現在トップを行くのはドイツ、それを追ってスイス、そしてチェコです。スイスは昨年の金メダルのクルーから、メンバーが残っています。特にストロークの選手は、体もあまり大きくない日本人ともそんなに変わらないぐらいの体格です。第3位を行きますチェコ、8の金メダリスト、昨年の金メダリストが3人乗るという非常に力のあるクルーです。この上位3クルーが今決勝進出ポジションにおります。
This is shaping up to be a fantastic race. If you are tuning in, look out for the fight for the qualification spots into the A final, because the Italians have come right back into it now. They were quite far back in fourth, and now they've pulled up to a quarter of a length back on this fight between Switzerland and the Czech Republic for second and third. The Germans quite comfortably now out in front. They're underrating the rest of the field at 34 strokes a minute in comparison to 36 from the majority of the rest of the boats on the course. And you can just see the boat run if you're watching the live pictures here. They're almost now breaking clear water on this fight. This is stunning stuff. Italy now moving up on terms with the Czech Republic. Switzerland moving into second place by a bow ball. So as we go through towards the 250 metres to go marker, it's Germany almost with a length over, Switzerland with a canvas in second, and then too tight to call for third between the Czech Republic and Italy.
第1位を行きますドイツはもう水をあけようかという勢いです。第2位スイス、しかし第3位にイタリアが上がってまいりました。第3位争いが非常に白熱しています。イタリアの2番ジュリア・クリッチ選手は16歳、今大会では4種目にチャレンジしているという非常に、チャレンジングなレースをしております。
Well, unless the Czech Republic can respond, that's 3 junior world champions at the moment sat in fourth in a non-qualifying spot through to the A final. It looks like they'll be facing the B final. This is great stuff from Italy, and if we can get Giulia Clerici into the A final, that'll give her a third opportunity to fight for a medal. This is fantastic, Pete.
It's going to be so close, this. The Czech Republic, as you say, dropping back into fourth. Celia Dupre in the stroke seat of the Swiss boat, though. A great race from her. A really well-measured strategy and well-set race rhythm there. 38 strokes a minute. She's extracting just about every bit of boat speed she can, and that is pulling them further ahead of the Czechs, who are dropping back. The Italians going with them there at 37 strokes a minute. Ilaria Corazzi really pushing for it on the far side.
2着争いが熾烈となっています。
Coming out to cross the line then, Germany take the win as we expected, Italy second, and Switzerland take third. That means that the Czech Republic just miss out. They lead the way into the B final along with France, and coming in for 6th place on the far side, we have the USA.
女子クオドルプル準決勝、1着でゴールをしたのはドイツ、2着がイタリア、3着がスイス、こちらの3艇が決勝に進みます。
Now we're going to find out who is joining Germany, Italy, and Switzerland in the A final, because the second AB semi-final for the women's quadruple sculls is underway. We've got the Netherlands in lane 1, People's Republic of China in 2, New Zealand in lane 3, Canada in 4, Great Britain in 5, and Romania in lane 6.
女子クオドルプル準決勝第2組、1レーンオランダ、2レーン中国、 3レーンニュージーランド、4レーンカナダ、5レーンイギリス、6レーンルーマニア。
Coming up towards halfway, New Zealand out in front. Robert, we rarely see the Kiwis lead because we often see the Kiwi squads having such fast sprint finishes. Well, if they've gone out this quickly, I wonder what their sprint finish might look like.
Yeah, I think you've been reading our colleague Martin Cross's rule book. You're absolutely right that the Kiwis do tend to work their way through the pack. So it's startlingly different to see their quad way out in front. No surprise, I suppose, because in Wednesday's heat they recorded the fastest time of the 6 on that occasion. So it's New Zealand by a length ahead of Romania on the grandstand side, who in turn have 3/4 of a length lead of a very tight pack involving Canada, China. No, excuse me, it's the Netherlands over there on the far side. Great Britain, a third of a length back in 5th, with China bringing up the rear.
女子クオドルプルスカル準決勝2組目、トップを走っているのは日本の琵琶湖で事前合宿をしたニュージーランドのクルーです。このクルーは唯一予選で、6分40秒切っておりますが、他の 5カ国も6分40秒前半と3秒以内で、予選のタイムを漕いでおり、非常に接戦が繰り広げられています。2位にルーマニア、3位争いにカナダ、オランダという状況です。
Interesting to see Romania sitting in the second qualifying place for the A final. The only one of these 6 quads that had to come through the reps. But as we were talking about earlier in the week, sometimes with these new units, it takes the heat for them to shake down a bit. Then the rep brings them added experience and they can find out what they can really do. And that seems to be working dividends here for the Romanians, who've got a 2/3, maybe half a length overlap on the New Zealanders. So the Kiwis not being let off the lead entirely. Now the chase for third place is certainly on. Canada trying to forestall any challenge from the Netherlands over on the far side. GB not far off their tail. So we've got 3 crews very much in contention for that vital third slot with 500 to go.
依然としてニュージーランドが首位をトップを走っています。次いでルーマニア。 3位争いから抜け出したのはカナダでしょうか。カナダの2番、3番のミドルペアは昨年この種目で6位に入っている選手です。その2人が水中をどんどん上げてスパートに入っているように見られます。
Well, the Romanians have really put the hammer down now. They've come within maybe a metre or so of the Kiwi lead. Who's going to go with them? Well, the answer is the Canadians with the 2 and 3 athletes, Lucy Black and Claire Ellison, coming out of last year's 6th place crew. They're heading for a place surely in the A final again, but the Dutch really winding it up on the far side, and that means that Great Britain are slipping back into 5th inside the last 250, and it's Romania and New Zealand neck and neck.
They're so close at the front here, and another battle emerging behind them for that third and crucial place into the A final. Canada under pressure. They're at 40 strokes a minute. Maya Meshkulate really trying to wind it up, but the Dutch going with them. There's nothing to split these two. Perhaps a canvas over on the far side of the course for that third place into the A final.
決勝に進む3着争いが熾烈となっています。4レーンのカナダを1レーンのオランダが追います。レートを上げて最後まで追い詰めています。
Canada making the best of this sprint now. They're pulling ahead of the Dutch for that third position. And then on the near side, I don't think Romania are just going to move up through New Zealand. The Kiwis hold on to the win by half a canvas ahead of Romania. Third place goes to Canada, nearly half a length ahead of the Netherlands for 4th. 5th place goes to Great Britain, and 6th place China. So that means we will see New Zealand, Romania and Canada progress through to the A final and the rest to the B final.
最後キャンパスの差で3着を獲得したのは4レーンのカナダでした。ということで1着ニュージーランド、2着ルーマニア、3着カナダが決勝戦に進みます。そして4着惜しくもオランダ、5着イギリス、6着の中国は順位決定戦 B に進みます。
We move from the women's quadruple sculls to the men's quads now. The first AB semi-final with Switzerland in lane 1, Great Britain in 2, New Zealand in 3, Germany in 4, the Czech Republic in 5, and the People's Republic of China in lane 6.
男子クオドルプル準決勝第1組、1レーンスイス、2レーンイギリス、 3レーンニュージーランド、4レーンドイツ、5レーンチェコ、6レーン中国です。
Well, they're coming up towards the 1,000 meters in an almost perfect chevron formation coming together here, Camilla. But who's that out in front?
It's the Germans, P, and no surprises here. Probably the favourites, maybe even for the event on paper, I'd say this combination furiously fast with 3 bronze medalists from last year's championships on board, but not necessarily in this boat class. We've then got the New Zealanders in second, but only just ahead of the Czech Republic. The times recorded in the heat on Wednesday were so quick. We have 3 boats in this semi-final that went under 6 minutes for a 2-kilometre race, which, trust you me, that is very fast. And the tightest of margins in that heat, well, it was the Germans and the New Zealanders with less than a second separating them, and the tiniest of margins to squeeze out. So let's expect fireworks from the New Zealanders in this second half of the course.
男子クオドルプル準決勝、現在トップを行きますのは第4レーン、ドイツです。第3レーンのニュージーランドがそれに追いすがり、さらに第5レーンのチェコが、ドイツに一定心からやや水がかというところで追いかけております。この3クルーが現在決勝進出ポジションにおります。
So this experienced unit from Germany with the 2 and 3 seats holding it all together in the middle of the boat there. Bronze medalists in this event last year, Paul Berghoff and Alex Finger. They are just absolutely powering it along, but they are going to have to watch out for the high-rating New Zealanders. As I've already said, they've gained a little bit of ground, a little bit more overlap. They're creeping up now to about half a length, and Germany having to respond here as we go into 500 metres to go. The fight for third at the moment still being held by the Czech Republic, but Great Britain now starting to move with every single stroke. They gain another few centimetres, and their bow ball now sitting on the stroke man of the Czech Republic.
トップを行きますドイツ、第2位を行きますニュージーランド、この優位は揺るがないというところでしょう。第3位のチェコ、第4位のイギリス、どちらが決勝へ進出するかという状況です。クオドルプルは左右対称動作のスカル種目、最もスピードが出るボート、各国が強化に力を入れている種目です。ハイレベルな争いが展開されております。
Well, I don't think I gave the Germans enough credit, actually. They've responded to that Kiwi charge very well, and their stern now breaking clear of the bow ball of New Zealand, and they're going to have clear water, I think, going through 250 metres to go, but the race is on for that third and final qualifying spot as Great Britain now raise the rating to 39 into the Red Boys. They've got half a length to make up to get into the A final as they sit in 4th. Pete.
Yeah, they're really moving up quick on the far side. They're hauling in the Kiwis alongside them, as are the Czechs. So it's all going to tighten up into this last 200 metres. We've got a solid sprint on here. The Kiwis at 44, the Czechs at 39, the Brits at 41. Germany the only boat really looking safe at the front of the field now.
さあ3着争いも熾烈となっております。一番レートを上げているのは3レーンのニュージーランド。さあどこの3艇が決勝に進むでしょうか。
Last few strokes here, Germany are going to take the win, that's for sure. Who's going to take second and third? I think New Zealand just hold on to second. It's a canvas ahead of the Czech Republic, I believe, for third. And then I think GB and Narrow fourth place there. We'll have to wait for the official results because it was awfully close across the line. Germany won that in 5:56.36. The results trickle through as they're confirmed. New Zealand second. And then the key question here, Czech Republic take third place. So those 3 boats go through to the A final. That means that Great Britain, China and Switzerland will progress to the B final.
男子クオドルプル準決勝第1組1着でゴールをしたのはドイツ、そして2着にニュージーランド、3着がチェコ。この3艇が決勝に進みます。4着は残念ながらイギリス、5着中国、6着スイスは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Second AB semi-final now for the men's quadruple sculls. Chile in lane 1, Romania in 2, Italy in lane 3, Russia 4, Canada 5 and the Netherlands in lane 6.
男子クオドルプル準決勝第2組、1レーンチリ、2レーンルーマニア、3レーンイタリア、4レーンロシア、5レーンカナダ、6レーンオランダです。
600 meters in, and Robert, we've got a really close one on our hands here, it looks like.
Yes, Pete, the form book would suggest after the heat times earlier in this week with only a second and a half separating the leading three crews that we were always going to have a close one. The favourites on paper, Russia, the young Russians with two athletes just 16 years of age, that Russian quad making their international debut here, but currently being eclipsed by the Italians, who were another four newcomers to international competition. But things are so tight as the pack now heads up towards the halfway mark. And it's Italy who just begun to get their bow ball in front, ahead of Russia. Romania right on their heels. No, the Romanians have been overtaken by the Chileans over on the far side. So it's Italy by a whisker, and it's Chile who've moved through into second place. What a fantastic performance by the South American quad at the halfway mark.
男子コードループスカル準決勝2組、非常に接戦が繰り広げられています。予選のタイムを比較しますと、全クルー5秒以内に入っておりまして、現在のレースも非常に接戦が繰り広げられています。その中でイタリアがややリードを奪いかけておりますが、2位にロシア、3位にルーマニア、4位チリ、5位カナダとほとんど差がなく、1000メートルを通過したところです。
Well, we're approaching 1,200 metres into this second semi of the junior men's quads, and this is the closest race so far today on semi-finals day here at the Sea Forest Waterway. Italy, the official time at the halfway mark was half a second ahead of Chile in second place, and that's pretty much the same way it's working out here. But Romania and Russia are absolutely neck and neck for the vital third qualification slot, and they are less than a canvas behind Chile, who are really having to work hard now. I've got them up at 37 strokes a minute to try and stave off the challenge that I see is developing behind them. The best of the rest, well, Canada have half a length to make up if they want to get in the mix. The only crew that's out of the running is the Netherlands on the grandstand side.
第4クォーターに入りまして、イタリアが依然として判定心とのリードを奪っていますが、チリ、ルーマニア、ロシアが熾烈な3位争いを繰り広げています。2位のチリは昨年この種目で6位に入ったメンバーが入っておりまして、今年は何とかしてでも、メダルに届きたいという意気込みを感じられる漕ぎをしています。
The Dutch have heard me speak because they've jacked the rate up to 40 to try and get back in contention because there's only 350 meters left to run and things are so tight. Oh, here comes Russia. Russia are overhauling Chile for second place. Now can Romania get in the mix there? That's where the pressure point is. There's less than a canvas behind, but it's the Italians who are leading into the last 250. The Italians begin to wind up the rate because they see that Russian charge not going to go away anytime soon. Chile desperately hanging on to the third qualification slot, Pete.
This is amazing. I don't know how the Russians are doing it. They're at 35 strokes a minute, underrating everybody, but they're the fastest boat on the water. Moving up, nearly drawing level with Italy at the front of the field. They're at 38. We've got Romania at 39. This is tightening up into the last 150.
さあ123ってどこが入ってくるのでしょうか。ラストスパート早めにかけてきたロシア上がってきましたが、その後ですね、レート38まで上げているのが1レーンのチリ。
So we're coming over to the last 50 or so meters. Italy dropping back as we see on the far side. Chile take the lead by just a nose. It's going to be these three boats coming up to the last two strokes. Chile take the lead ahead of Italy for second. Third goes to Russia. Fourth, Romania. And fifth, Canada in what was a quick draw across the line there. Sixth place, the Netherlands. So that means we'll see Chile, Italy, and Russia go through to the A final. Romania, Canada, and the Netherlands to the B final.
素晴らしい接戦が繰り広げられました男子クオドルプル準決勝第2組1着でゴールをしたのは素晴らしいラストスパート1レーンのチリ2着がイタリア3着ロシアここまでが準決勝に進みますそして4着ルーマニア5着カナダ6着オランダは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Now on to the first AB semi-final for the men's double sculls. Thomas Levy and Breno Felix for Brazil in lane 1. Kokma Buruturan and Caetano Horta-Pombo for Spain in lane 2. Dmitry Domashev and Anton Vashin for Russia in 3. Hamish Henriquez and Harrison Fox for Australia in lane 4. Benjamin Hagenau and Romain Harat for France in 5. And Vita Moreau and Sjoerd Schepper for the Netherlands in lane 6.
男子ダブルスカル準決勝第1組、1レーンブラジル、2レーンスペイン、3レーンロシア、4レーンオーストラリア、5レーンフランス、6レーンオランダです。
Already passing through the 1,000, the Aussies are on their feet in the grandstand here, Camilla. It's looking good for Australia out in front already by quite a commanding lead.
Lots of reasons for the Australian fans to be very happy at the moment as this Australian double just power away into the distance. It's wonderful to see Harrison Fox and Hamish Henriquez out here on the water after their fantastic heat performance, which was a pleasure to follow here in the commentary car as well. And I suspected that they would do very well in this AB semi-final. Behind them by about a length and a quarter, we've got the French, both experienced athletes from the quad and the 8 last year, who lead the Spanish combination by 3/4 of a length in third.
第1位を行きますオーストラリア、現在 1400m にかかろうというところです。一定心遅れてフランス、さらに一定心遅れてスペイン、さらに一定心遅れたところにブラジルがおります。第3位までが決勝に進出いたします。オーストラリアはセーフティーリードと言ってよいでしょうか。やや上半身をアップライトに保ったままレッグドライブを中心にボートを進めております。
I must say I'm a bit surprised to see Russia off the pace in fifth in one of the centre lanes, qualifying directly through to this AB semi-final. Anton Vassin and Dmitry Domashev right back out of the running for the A final as it stands at the moment, down at rate 32. So I'm not sure quite what's happened there, but back at the front of the pack, you'd be unsurprised to hear the Australians still leading by a small amount of clear water. I think the French starting to close the gap now because hot on their tails, Spain are moving back into touch with France to get overlap in second and third. It's then Brazil in lane number 1 that hold fourth.
第1位オーストラリア、第2位フランス、第3位スペイン、この3クルーの決勝進出ポジションは硬いかというところです。第1レーンのブラジルはちょっと苦しいか。ブラジルでのリオオリンピックを経て、若手の強化に取り組んできたブラジル、ここはやや苦しいところです。
So as the Spanish start to raise the rating now, they're up at rate 36 to try and get themselves in the mix with France and Australia. These 3 crews looking reasonably set with a large amount of clear water back to 4th and 5th. The Russians now just starting to pull up alongside Brazil, but I think we're fairly set for our 8 final contenders here, Pete.
Yeah, well, Camilla, the Aussies making it look terrifyingly easy. Hamish Henriquez, Harrison Fox, very upright style of rowing, just shows the power they're transmitting into the water there. They rowed the whole course down at 33. They've wound it up for a fast finish here to 38, and they barely look like they're trying, but they're holding the lead convincingly.
決勝進出ポジションにいる4レーンオーストラリア、5レーンフランス、そして2レーンのスペインはセーフティーリードですが最後までレートを下げずに漕いでいます。
So the Aussies, real medal hopefuls, I think, here in the men's double sculls. They take the win in this first AB semi-final, half a length ahead of France. You can see Romain Harat and Benjamin Hagenau put a lot into that finishing sprint there. They hold second place ahead of third for Spain. So those 3 boats go through to the A final. 4th place, Russia ahead of 5th, Brazil, and 6th place, the Netherlands. We will see them in the B final.
男子ダブルスカル準決勝第1組1着でゴールをしたのはオーストラリア、2着フランス、3着スペイン、ここまでが決勝戦に進みます。ロシア、ブラジル、オランダは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Now on to the second AB semi-final for the men's double sculls. Oliver Skovjerkovic and Nicholas Anderson for Denmark in lane 1. Patrick and Rory Plunkett, twins from Zimbabwe, in lane 2. Matteo Sartori and Nicola Carucci for Italy in lane 3. Paul Kruger and Aaron Efanian for Germany in lane 4. Kobe Miller and Scott Shackleton for New Zealand in 5. And Konrad Zhelagi and Benches Glenka for Hungary in lane 6.
男子ダブルスカル準決勝第2組 1レーンデンマーク、2レーンジンバブエ、3レーンイタリア、4レーンドイツ、5レーンニュージーランド、6レーンハンガリーです。
800 meters in, out in front, the fast-moving Italians currently leading the way, but they don't have much of a lead ahead of Germany at this stage. Question is, who's going to hold on to that third place here, Robert?
You're right, because Italy and Germany qualified direct for this semi-final by virtue of their performance in the heat earlier in the week. On that occasion, the Italians were just a second or so faster than Germany, and that's the way it's being reflected as they come 900 meters into this race. Now, Pete, you asked that question, who is going to join them in the semi-final? Well, right now, it looks as though the Plunkett twins for Zimbabwe over there on the far side in lane 2 are holding on to third position, but only very tightly ahead of Kobe Miller and Scott Shackleton for New Zealand in lane 5.
男子ダブルスカル準決勝2組、予選を1位で通過したイタリアとドイツが1位に争いを展開しております。一定身ほど水を分けてジンバブエ、ニュージーランド、ハンガリーが続いております。ハンガリーの2人は昨年この種目で7位になっておりまして、今年は何とかしてでも、決勝に残りたいというところでしょうか。
We're almost 1,200 meters into this semi-final. It's still Italy and Germany going neck and neck. Now, yesterday we were talking about how the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in the rowing dynasties. In the bow seat of the Italian boat, we've got Matteo Sartori, son of the legendary Alessio Sartori, who, amongst his many world and Olympic medals, took gold in the Italian quad at the Sydney 2000 Olympics. For their part, the Germans, well, they've got Paul Kruger in the bow seat, the reigning world title holder after his gold medal last year in Racice. Sculling here with his partner Era Nefanian, who was a bronze medal holder in the quad on that occasion. And as I'm describing the scene, the Germans have just begun to squeeze ahead of Italy, who are jacking the rate up a little to try and get back into contention. But that power has brought them well clear of the Plunkett twins, who are still hanging on to third ahead of New Zealand.
1500メートル過ぎまして、トップ争い、ドイツがやや抜け出たようです。ドイツは、昨年この種目で金メダル、クオドルプルで銅メダルを取ったペアで漕いでいます。3位はジンバブエが少し水を分けて4位のニュージーランドを話しかけております。この3クルーが決勝に進出しそうな、様相であります。
Well, we're inside the last 500 meters, and that German push has just continued. They've blown away with the opposition. Paul Kruger and Radafanian have just gone clear water ahead of Italy, and the Plunkett twins, well, goodness me, they are punching above their weight for Zimbabwe. I can't remember the last time a Zimbabwean crew reached an A final of a FISA international event, but that's what the Plunkett twins are heading towards at the moment, because New Zealand have had no response, and in fact they are being overhauled by latecomers from the Hungarians on the grandstand side, with Denmark way out of the picture over there in lane 1. We're inside the last 250, and it's Germany all the way ahead of Italy and Zimbabwe, Pete.
And it's such a phenomenal performance from Kruger and Efanian here. 33 strokes a minute and building boat speed as they extend their margin ahead of Sartori Karuchi and the two Plunkett brothers from Zimbabwe. These three boats looking relatively safe now despite this fast sprint emerging from Zhelagi and Shklenka of Hungary on the near side. They've motored past New Zealand into this last 100 meters.
前回大会優勝のドイツ、4レーンのドイツがこのままレートを少し下げつつ余裕を持った状態でゴールに向かっています。そしてレートを上げて頑張っているのは2レーンのジンバブエ。
Last few strokes here, and Germany take the win in this second AB semi-final for the men's double sculls, a length ahead of Italy for second, who have a length on Zimbabwe for third. So those three go through to the A final. Fourth place, Hungary, 2 lengths ahead of New Zealand for fifth, and then sixth place, Denmark, will go to the B final.
男子ダブルスカル準決勝第2組、1着ドイツ、2着イタリア、3着ジンバブエ、こちらが決勝に進みます。4着ハンガリー、5着ニュージーランド、6着デンマークは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Fantastic result there in that second AB semi-final for the men's double sculls. In a few moments, we're going to move on to the first AB semi-final for the women's double sculls in what is already proving to be a fantastic event for the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships, a key test event for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics next year. So important indeed that we have members of the IOC here having a look round and helping to make sure that we learn all we can in preparation for this venue's staging of the Olympic Games rowing events for next year. So fantastic to have it setting a legacy already for the juniors taking place here now on what will be the Olympic course of next year. This first AB semi-final for the women's doubles is coming down the course. Delaney Evans and Taylor English for the USA in lane 1. Evangelia Fraiku and Evangelia Anastasiou for Greece in lane 2. Zhong Hairong and Zhong Peibing for China in 3. Lauren Henry and Olivia Morgan for Great Britain in lane 4. Jette Prem and Judith Guza for Germany in 5. And Erin Hallaby and Kelsey Gems for South Africa in lane 6. South Africa given a yellow card for being late at the start.
女子ダブルスカル準決勝第1組、1レーンアメリカ、2レーンギリシャ、3レーン中国、4レーンイギリス、5レーンドイツ、6レーン南アフリカ共和国、6レーンの南アフリカ共和国はスタートに遅れてイエローカードが出ています。
Already fast approaching 1,200 meters. What a lead from China here, though, Camilla. Zhang Hairong and Zhang Peibing dominating this AB semi.
Absolute domination of the field, Pete. There's no other way to describe it. They look so strong out there on the water. They have led this course the whole way down, and we're going through 750 meters to go now, and only the Germans with any chance at the moment of getting back into contact, but there's still a nice gap between the stern and the bow ball of those two crews. The Germans in turn have half a length over Great Britain and Greece. Great Britain and Greece, of course, faced each other in the heat where we had the Greek boat underweight, so the win in that heat went to Great Britain in the end, but they know and have raced each other previously this week, and it was certainly very, very tight on that occasion. So the Brits at the moment just in third, but the Greeks charging now with every single stroke.
序盤から快調にレースを引っ張るのは中国のコンビです。第2位にドイツ、第3位争いをイギリスとギリシャが展開しております。ギリシャは序盤やや出遅れましたが、ここでイギリスを捉えたか。ギリシャの小柄な2人が大きな体の使い方で、船をぐいぐいと進めております。ここの今第3位のギリシャまでが決勝進出ポジションです。
500 meters to go, and China just keep on powering away, but the Germans now wanting to put themselves in a good position where they're out of this fight between Greece and Great Britain. Germany's crew of Judith Guza and Jette Prem are nicely tapping it along in lane number 5 at rate 35. They've managed to stay out of that fight, which Greece now have moved into third with a really big push. They're up at rate 39. That is crazily high for this point in the race. They've had to sprint early to try and shake off the Great Britain combination of Olivia Morgan and Lauren Henry. They're now half a length up into a qualifying spot through to the A final. I wonder what Great Britain can do to respond.
現在第1位は中国、第2位ドイツ、第3位ギリシャです。ギリシャはもうすでに1500の手前からレート40に迫ろうというスパートを見せております。
I can't see anyone catching China in this last 250 meters. Germany doing a good job to solidify second. They might have to fend off a charging Greek crew. We know they've got a fast finish from the heats, but Great Britain now slipping back into fourth and out of that A final qualifying spot, Pete.
Yeah, Greece really shifting on the far side, 39 strokes a minute. Lauren Henry in the bows of the British boat, though, constantly peeking over. They're going up now to 37 to try and wind it in, but they've got a length to make up with 150 meters to do it. Greece, therefore, looking more and more safe in that third place position with just 100 meters to go.
さあ3点までが決勝に進むこの戦い、3点まで3着、今現在ギリシャですね、レートを上げてスパートをかけています。ここまでがセーフティーポジションというところでしょうか。
The Greeks went at just the opportune moment. They're holding on to third place. We're going to see China take the win in this first AB semi-final for the women's double sculls ahead of Germany for second. Third goes to Greece, just 3/4 of a length ahead of Great Britain. So we'll see China, Germany and Greece progress through to the A final. Fourth place Great Britain ahead of fifth USA and sixth South Africa will go to the B final.
女子ダブルスカル準決勝第1組、1着でゴールをしたのは連覇がかかる中国、そして2着ドイツ、3着ギリシャ、ここまでが決勝に進みます。 イギリス、アメリカ、南アフリカ共和国は順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Now for the second AB semi-final of the women's double sculls. Una Juozainaite and Dovile Rimkute for Lithuania in lane 1. Rhiannon O'Donoghue and Molly Curry for Ireland in 2. Caitlin Covert and Jeanne Lenorme for Belgium in 3. Lisa Brunings and Fien van Westrijnen for the Netherlands in 4. Marina Tsalko and Ksenia Slonova for Russia in 5. And Anna Benazzo and Giulio Bossio for Italy in lane 6.
女子ダブルスカル準決勝第2組、1レーンリトアニア、2レーンアイルランド、3レーンベルギー、4レーンオランダ、5レーンロシア、6レーンイタリアです。
Well, Robert, it looks like this second AB semi-final is taking much the form as the first one, where we saw China leading by an enormous margin at halfway. It looks like the Dutch are following suit.
Yeah, I saw these girls race in their heat earlier in the week, and Lisa Brunig and Fien van Westrijnen really are a combination to watch, and I suspect they might even be favourites for the gold. But here they are leading at the halfway mark by 2.5 lengths clear of their nearest competitor, the Lithuanians, Juozainaite and Rimkute over on the far side. And such a tense battle for third between Rhiannon O'Donoghue and Molly Curry for Ireland, and Caitlin Covert and Jean Lenon for Belgium. There must be about 1.5 meters between those two doubles.
女子準決勝、ダブルスカル準決勝2組、トップを走っているのはオランダです。大きく水を分けてトップを走っております。この2人は昨年、クオドルプルで銅メダルを獲得したペアです。予選のタイムを7分8秒という10秒を切るタイムで漕いでおりまして、これは日本の大学や実業団のトップレベルでもなかなか出せないタイムです。2位にリトアニア、3位争いが、ベルギーとアイルランドの接戦になっています。
12:50 gone, and Ireland have moved ahead of Belgium. This will delight the Irish supporters in the grandstand. O'Donoghue and Curry, who only came together some 5 weeks ago, they hail from opposite ends of the country, but like so many of the athletes racing here in Tokyo, have been brought together specially for the occasion, and they have taken half a length ahead of Belgium and are moving through on to second place Lithuania. But no doubt about the leaders, this Dutch combination, coached by Johan Liekelamer, out of last year's bronze medal quad, are absolutely reigning supreme and have extended their lead to 4 lengths.
1500メートルに差し掛かりまして、依然としてオランダが非常に大きなリードを奪っております。2位にリトアニア、3位争いに非常に混沌としてきました。6レーンのイタリアが中盤遅れかかっていましたが、非常に力強い漕ぎで挽回してきている状況です。
Now the Italians want to be part of the action. The 16-year-olds Anna Benazzo and Giulia Bossio on the grandstand side are moving through to tackle the Netherlands for 4th position, but they've got a long way to make up because Ireland are really moving on Lithuania, and the leading trio are just moving away from the field, some 400 meters to go. This is a cracking race for the Dutch, who've, well, they've been able to ease up a little. I think they have dominated this race for so long, and they've got that massive margin of clear water as we move down with 250 meters to go. But the Italian charge continues. The Italians really are beginning to wind it up. Could this be a danger spot for the Irish over there in lane 2? We're inside the 250 to go mark. No doubt about the leaders, Brunig and van Westrijnen, who have dominated this race from the outset. And the Lithuanians have gone for a push, and they've got clear water on Ireland. Ireland looking strong in third, Pete.
Yeah, this is going to come down to the wire. The Italians really shifting on the near side. 37 strokes a minute. Giulia Bossio, Anna Benazzo winding it up. They've got less than a length to make up on Ireland if they want to try and take that third place position through to the A final. The question's going to be, will Ireland have another gear to go to in this last 150 meters?
3位争い、少し抜けたのは2レーンのアイルランドでしょうか。しかし最後ラストスパートにかけてイタリアがいいラストスパートを見せています。
The Netherlands, the only safe boat as it stands at the moment. Lithuania feeling the pressure, but the question is, what are Italy going to put into this last 50? The Netherlands cross the line for the win in this second AB semi of the women's doubles. Lithuania are just going to cling on to second because Ireland have moved up. So Lithuania takes second, a canvas ahead of Ireland for third. That's the 1-2-3 going through to the A final. Despite a great sprint finish from Italy, they place fourth ahead of Belgium for fifth. And then coming in for sixth place, Russia will see them progress through to the B final.
女子ダブルスカル準決勝第2組、1着でゴールをしたのは4レーンのオランダ、2着リトアニア、3着アイルランド、ここまでが決勝に進みます。4着ベルギー、5着イタリア、6着ロシアは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Now the first AB semi-final for the men's single sculls. Piotr Plominski for Poland in 1. Emil Nakov for Bulgaria in 2. Joost Schwartz for the Netherlands in 3. Tristan van den Busch for Belgium in 4. Rare Andrej for Cyprus in 5. And Andre Pinto for Portugal in lane 6.
男子シングルスカル準決勝第1組、1レーンポーランド、2レーンブルガリア、3レーンオランダ、4レーンベルギー、5レーンキプロス、6レーンポルトガル。
Passing through the 1,000, a good tussle here, Camilla, between Nakov and Plominski.
A great tussle indeed. Nakov at the moment taking the honours, but only just ahead of Flominski from Poland. And these two in the lanes next to each other on the far side of the course from the grandstand. So not the scullers we'd be expecting to see performing well based on the heat results. This is sensational stuff in the single sculls. A very tough boat class, especially out here in these heated conditions. Only you and you alone to be able to move that boat along. But a really great job here being done by Emil Nakov of Bulgaria. He was in the double last year and came 20th. 2 years ago back in Trakai. He was in the single scull as well in Lithuania. So it is just a fantastic feat to see him here leading an AB semi-final. He's going to improve on these rankings no end at this rate. So these two scullers well up in front, at least 3 lengths ahead of the next contender, Tristan van den Busch of Belgium. Crucial that he stays in that slot if he wants to be fighting for the medals tomorrow.
第1位ブルガリア 1300m 付近を現在通過しています。第2位ポーランド、第1レーン第2レーンの遠いレーンで2つのクルーが今レースを引っ張っております。予選の結果とやや予想外の結果に現在なっております。2レーンブルガリアのネイコブ選手、エミール・ネイコブ選手、好調にレースを引っ張っております。エミール選手はシニア女子シングル7分07秒という驚異的な世界最高タイムを17年保持しているルミアナ・ネイコバ選手を母に持つまさにサラブレッドの選手です。
Emil Nakov just holding Plominski here from Poland. A third of a length. This is so impressive to improve on last year's performance in the single of 15th. That would have been a positioning in the C final. He's here now going for a position in the A final. It just goes to show year on year the improvement that these athletes make at junior level, and this is great stuff from him. He's now pushing that lead out even further. In fact, I think he wants to drop Piotr Plominski of Poland. Tristan van den Busch of Belgium, he's just sculling his own race there in the centre of the course. He doesn't look fussed at all. He's down at rate 33, quite relaxed in fact, as he's got a little bit of breathing space between the fight going on between Cyprus and Portugal. I know the Cypriot fans will be tuning in online to watch Necita here perform, and he's moving up now into 4th in fact, and just starting to move away from Andre Pinto of Portugal.
1位ブルガリア、2位ポーランドに追い詰めるのは3位ベルギーのファンデンブッシュ選手、後半非常に伸びてまいりました。大変スムーズなローイングで、後半伸びてまいりました。
Well, fairy tale stuff here for the Bulgarian sculler in lane number 2. He's now moving away well into the lead, but here comes Tristan van den Busch, the last year's bronze medalist, and now trying to take the lead. And I think in these small boats, entirely possible that he could pinch that off Emil Nakov, but we'll have to see how this develops with Peter in the tower.
Yeah, certainly a good question. Emil Nakov trying to forge his own path in single sculling after his famous family name there in Bulgarian rowing, but he's under a lot of pressure here with Vandenbush really pushing through. They're nearly level. They're both reacting here, both at 39 strokes a minute in this sprint for the leadership of this AB semi.
前回大会3位を獲得している4レーンのベルギーがラストスパート、素晴らしいスパートを見せています。
Emil Nakov's having none of it. He crosses the line a full length ahead of Tristan Vandenbush in the end to win that AB semi-final. Vandenbush a length ahead of Plominski for Poland. So that's the 1-2-3 going through to the A final. Fourth place, we have Nechita for Cyprus ahead of fifth place. It's going to be a close one, in fact, as we see on the near side, Andre Pinto under a bit of pressure there from Joost Schwartz of the Netherlands. Pinto, though, takes fifth place ahead of Schwartz in sixth. We'll see them race again in the B final.
男子シングルスカル準決勝第1組1着でゴールをしたのは2レーンのブルガリア、2着がベルギー、3着がポーランド、こちらが決勝戦に進みます。4着キプロス、5着ポルトガル、6着オランダは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Second AB semi-final now for the men's single sculls. Paul Leerkamp for Germany in lane 1, Tim Roth for Switzerland in 2, Gennaro Di Mauro for Italy in 3, Ivan Brinza for Belarus in lane 4, Nicholas Aronau for the USA in 5, and Brett Taylor for Chinese Taipei in lane 6.
男子シングルスカル準決勝第2組、1レーンドイツ、2レーンスイス、3レーンイタリア、4レーンベラルーシ、5レーンアメリカ、6レーン台湾です。
Well, Robert, this race seeming to follow the same form of the first AB semi-final with three scullers already emerging quite a margin ahead of the rest of the field.
Yes, but the surprise for me is that Ivan Brinza, the Belarusian in lane 4, is currently being led by Tim Roth, the Swiss from Grasshopper Rowing Club Zurich in lane 2. Some 11 seconds separated these two scullers in Wednesday's heat when they qualified direct for this semi-final, but Roth really has that turned around, and Roth for Switzerland leads Belarus by half a length with the Italian Gennaro Di Mauro in third position.
男子シングルスカル予選第2組トップ走っているのは、スイス、2位にベラルーシ、3位にイタリア、この3人はヨーロッパのジュニアの世代でライバル同士と思われております。スイスの選手は今年のヨーロッパジュニア選手権で銅、ベラルーシの選手は、同じくヨーロッパジュニア選手権で銀、イタリアの選手は昨年この種目で5位と非常に、ヨーロッパにおいてライバル同士にあると思われます。ベラルーシの選手は予選で7分1秒というもうすぐ7分を切るような非常に好タイムで予選を漕いでおります。
And the surprise in this race is that there is literally no sign of Paul Leerkamp, the German in lane 1, and we were unsighted at the time, but I suspect that in the second quarter of the race he may well have capsized because he is nowhere in our vision, and I can see the launches congregating around just before the bridge, but up at the head of the field it's been a massive push by Brinza, the fast finishing Belarusian, the guy who last went head-to-head with Di Mauro at the last year's A final of the Junior World Championships. So these two scullers know each other of old, and Brinza has barely increased the rate but has lengthened out the stroke, and for the first time in this semi-final he has taken a powerful half-length lead on Di Mauro, who moves ahead. So Tim Roth, the Swiss sculler, is now in third position, but these three well clear of Nicholas Aronau, the American in lane 5 in fourth position. I suspect the place is now being set as they move inside the last 200 feet.
Yeah, they're trying to wind it up here. The Italian Di Mauro, as you say, 41 strokes a minute, really sprinting here. Brinza at 37 and holding a canvas ahead. Such a powerful Belarusian athlete here. But these three looking pretty safe to go through to that A final. Tim Roth just holding it at 30, not trying to expend himself too much in this semi-final.
決勝ポジション3点は守っています。しかし最後のラストスパート、イタリアがとてもいいスパート、レート42にまで上げています。
Battle for pride of place here. DeMaro goes to 44 to try and move through Brinza. Brinza doesn't want to have any of it. It's going to be on the line. Brinza holds on to it just a couple of inches ahead of DeMaro for the win in this second AB semi-final. Tim Roth eases right off there, just ticking it over at 20 strokes a minute to drift across the line for third place and progress through to the A final. Good sprint here from Nicholas Aronow for the USA. He'll come in for fourth place ahead of Brett Taylor of Chinese Taipei in fifth. So we'll see them race again in that B final.
男子シングルスカル準決勝第2組1着でゴールをしたのはベラルーシ、前回大会4位の選手。2着でゴールをしたのはイタリア、前回大会5位ですね。そして3着でゴールをしたのは先頭ずっとリードしてきたスイス。こちらまでが決勝戦に進みます。4着ゴールはアメリカ、5着台湾。こちらは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
So you'll have noticed that we didn't have the German sculler Paul Leerkamp complete the last race. Sadly, he fell in at around 750 meters in, but you can see he's absolutely fine. He's being supported to the side of the course there by the safety boats. So that was in the second AB semi-final for the men's single sculls. The next race is already coming down. It's the first AB semi-final for the women's single sculls. We've got Abigail Dent for Canada in lane 1, Alexandra Förster for Germany in 2, Isabel van Opzeeland for the Netherlands in lane 3, Alina Berset for Switzerland in 4, Victoria Kalinowska for Poland in 5, and Nihed Ben-Chadli for Algeria in lane 6.
先ほどの男子シングルスカル準決勝第2組1レーンで走っていたドイツの選手は、落水してそのまま、失格ということで、ゴールせずにレースを終えています。現在もうすでに始まっています。女子シングルスカル準決勝第1組紹介します。1レーンカナダ、2レーンドイツ、3レーンオランダ、4レーンスイス、5レーンポーランド、6レーンアルジェリアです。
Nearly 800 meters in here, and Camilla, we saw a blistering first round for Van Opzeeland. I don't think she was expecting this pressure from Förster alongside her at this early stage of the race.
Probably not, but Isabel van Opzeeland, she's well experienced on the international scene in comparison to a lot of other scullers in the field. She finished 6th in the junior women's 4 last year, and she contested the single actually back in Trakai back in 2017, where she won the B final. So it certainly is looking good for her to make that step on into the A final this time around as she leads this pack. It's then quite close back actually to Germany, and you're right, probably not expected from Alexandra Förster in lane number 2 for Germany, but as we know in these single sculls, as the race develops, it can get very, very close in the closing stages.
現在レースを引っ張っているのは3レーンオランダイザベル・ファン・オプスイーランド選手。予選トップタイム7分48秒でこの準決勝に駒を進めてまいりました。僅差で追いかけるのはドイツフォスター選手。昨年の大会ではクォードルプルで銅メダリストになっている実力者です。第3位行くのはカナダ、第4位スイスバーセット選手も決勝進出ポジションにまだチャンスがあるというところです。
Well, as I was focusing on the race for the lead, in fact, the third place race off is so close, and it's really tough to tell who's currently sat in that third position. If I was to put my money on anyone, I think it's Abigail Dent of Canada, coached by Patrick Cody. She's got half a length currently on Alina Berset, who has had a fantastic championship so far, hence why she's in one of the centre lanes here on the course. That tends to be where the fastest athletes from previous rounds are placed here on the lake, and in lane number 4 you'd expect her to be right up there contesting the lead, but she sits half a length down now in 4th behind Canada's Abigail Dent, and she's also trying to fight off a big charge from Ben Chadli of Algeria as well. Ben Chadli, a Youth Olympic Games contestant last year in Argentina, and she's fresh from racing the 3rd World Cup of the season at senior level in Rotterdam, where she had a fantastic performance and finished 19th against athletes that are much much more experience. So she's right up there with a chance now of getting a qualifying position. As we've mentioned, the single sculls change speed so quickly, and she's only half a length down on Canada, who sit in third.
1位パンオプスイーランド選手、リードをさらに広げてすでに水を分けようという勢いです。3位争い、決勝進出ポジション争いが白熱してまいりました。カナダのデント選手、4位を行くスイスのバーセット選手がそれに、並びかけようかというところです。4レーンスイス、アリーナ・バーセット選手は来年も権利を有する有望株です。172センチ、62キロとボート選手としては決して大きくありませんが、非常に精度の高いストロークで大柄な選手にごしています。
Final 500 meters now, and it's still Van Opseland of the Netherlands that leads the way ahead of Germany. But it's going to be interesting to see what the tactics are here. She's been holding the German at half a length all the way down the course, maybe a little bit closer than that at some points in the race. But both of these look reasonably comfortable with the ocean of clear water that they've got back to this race for third, and the bow balls for these three crews chasing that third place qualification spot go through the buoy lines absolutely in time. I cannot pick a leader at this point. This is going to be too tough for me to call at this point. Let's see who makes an impact in this next 250 meters.
第3位争い、決勝進出ポジション争いが大変白熱しております。カナダ、スイス、アルジェリア、横一線です。最後のラストスパートの争いになってまいりました。
So Van Opseland of the Netherlands looking to cut the cord on the rest of the scullers in this race now. She sculls away. She's managing to put some more distance between herself and everybody else. Germany sit in second, and then the race for third. Still Canada clinging on. Dent ahead of Ben Chadley, but we all know that Alina Bursat is very quick, Pete.
We do know that. Dent starting to make a push here. She's half a length up now, 37 strokes a minute. She started her finishing sprint at exactly the entry point to these red buoys, signifying the last 250 meters. Not much of a response from Ben Chadley yet, but now trying to get back into it is Bursat for Switzerland.
3位争い白熱しましたが、少し抜けたのは奥の1レーンカナダが少し抜けて3位争い決勝ポジションというところです。
Bursat may miss out for Switzerland here, having started her sprint just after Abigail Dent of Canada, who's looking better and better for third. Isabel Van Opseland, though, crosses the line for the win in this first AB semi for the women's single sculls. Second place is Alexandra Förster. And then coming up to the line, that battle for third place, Abigail Dent for Canada takes third. Just a canvas ahead of Alina Bursat for Switzerland in fourth place. And then fifth place, Nihed Ben Chadley for Algeria, ahead of Victoria Kalinowska for Poland in sixth. That means that we will see Van Opseland, Förster and Dent progress through to the A final. We'll see Bursat, Ben Chadley and Kalinowska in the B final.
女子シングルスカル準決勝第1組結果、1着オランダ、2着ドイツ、3着争いを制したのは1レーンのカナダ。この3カ国が決勝戦に進みます。4着スイス、5着アルジェリア、6着ポーランドは順位決定戦 B に進みます。
Next race on the course is the second AB semi-final. We have Cui Jiyi for China in 1, Bettina Siska for Hungary in 2, Anastasia Lubich for Russia in 3, Caitlin Gildersleeve for the USA in 4, Sofia Aguirre Vital for Mexico in 5, and Daria Stavinaga for Ukraine in lane 6.
女子シングルスカル準決勝第2組、1レーン中国、2レーンハンガリー、3レーンロシア、4レーンアメリカ、5レーンメキシコ、6レーンウクライナです。
Let's jump straight into that action. How's it looking, Robert?
Well, through the first half of this race, it was the American Caitlin Gildersleeve who dominated the action. But in the last couple of hundred meters, the Russian Anastasia Lubich has overhauled Gildersleeve and taken on the lead. And with her goes Bettina Siska, the Hungarian. So those are the three scullers in the qualifying positions with 500 meters to go. And they have just pulled long ahead of Mexico in fourth.
女子シングルスカル準決勝2組、ロシアが水を分けてトップを走っております。約一定審査でアメリカと、ハンガリーが続いております。この3クルーはともに予選で7分50秒台で漕いでおり、順当なレース展開と思われます。 6レーンのウクライナの選手は今年のジュニアヨーロッパ選手権で金メダルを取っていますが、ややちょっと重たい漕ぎで、この3区とは大きく水を、引き離されている状況です。
Well, Gildersleeve was the fastest of these 6 in Wednesday's action, a second faster than Ljubich, but the Russian is reversing the position here in the semi-final. 300 meters to go, and Ljubich has gone well clear. Siska for Hungary out of last year's quad, sitting in the second position. Gildersleeve still at a high rate of sculling, straight out of the Oklahoma City High Performance Center, emulating the action of Emily Kalfeld, the American we saw just a couple of weeks ago win silver at the under-23s. And here's Gildersleeve heading for a place in the A final. The positions Russia, Hungary, and the USA, Pete.
It's a great race here. Russia out in front, coming back from third place. Anastasia Ljubich, 31 strokes a minute, building this lead. Such a powerful third 500 meters. They're rocketing out to the front of the field ahead of Hungary's Siska and the USA's Gildersleeve. These three looking very safe now for that A final.
上位3艇は決勝ポジションを優位に守っているところ、現在1位を引っ張るのはロシア、そして奥のハンガリー、アメリカが4レーンですね。
Eyes will be on Ljubich when it comes to the later rounds, because that was a very impressive third 500 meters, and she's got a commanding lead up to the line here, ticking it across the line at 31 strokes a minute. 2.5 to 3 lengths up on Bettina Siska for Hungary, who places second ahead of Caitlin Gildersleeve for the USA in third place. So they go through to the A final. Fourth place, Sofia Aguirre Vital for Mexico. She takes her last stroke a length and a half ahead of Daria Staviniga of Ukraine, who's got just over a length up on Sui Jiyi for China. We'll see them race in the B final. So, folks, that was our last semi-final of the entire week, the AB semi-final for the women's singles sculls. All that remains now are finals here at the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships.
女子シングルスカル準決勝第2組、1着ロシア、2着ハンガリー、3着アメリカ、こちらまでが決勝に進みます。メキシコ、ウクライナ、中国は順位決定戦 B に進みます。これでこの大会準決勝までが全て終わりました。
We move quickly on to the B final for the men's coxed 4. 3 boats here, Russia, Canada, and the USA.
男子脱出機4は順位決定戦 B、1 レーンロシア、2レーンカナダ、3レーンアメリカ。
Well, this race already very well progressed, passing through 1500. Camilla, that looks like USA tussling with Canada out to the front of the field.
Very much a head-to-head of North America here. Indeed, America, the USA have led the way by about a canvas for most of the race, but Canada choosing this moment to put in a bit of a push called by their coxswain, Eden Cooper-Squires, who's coxing once again after being selected for this boat last year in Rachitse, and doing a great job of bringing them back up on terms with the USA. The USA, very surprising to see them here in this B final. Stern pair, Michael Fairley and Chase Haskell, last year's silver medalists in the same event in the coxed men's fours. And here they are fighting for 7th position alongside Canada, a new lineup of athletes to World Championship level.
前半大きくリードを奪っていたアメリカですが、ここへ来てアメリカを追いつくカナダの勢いが非常に楽しみになってまいりました。大きな争いです。
Well through the red boys now, and here come Canada, Pete.
Yeah, they're neck and neck. Look at this. Canada at 40 strokes a minute. Julian Black in the stroke seat there, really trying to wind it up. They went first. The USA now join them at 40 strokes a minute. Michael Fairley trying to put in a solid sprint finish. You can see they're absolutely bow ball for bow ball, these two leading boats in this B final for the men's coxed 4, passing the grandstand.
さあ少し7位争い抜けてきたのは2レーンのカナダ、2レーンと3レーンが競っています。
Canada have the better boat speed. 40 strokes a minute. Julian Black leading the way here. They've extended to nearly half a length in the last 50 meters. An immensely powerful performance. They win the B final for the men's coxed 4 ahead of the USA. And then coming in for third place in this B final, we have Russia. So, folks, that being a B final, they're contending for places 7, 8, and 9 in the Junior Championship rankings here at the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships Tokyo. So we saw Canada take 7th ahead of USA in 8th and Russia in 9th.
男子ダッシュ付きフォア順位決定戦 B7 位ということですね。ここからは順位が決まります。7位は2レーンのカナダ、8位アメリカ、9位がロシアとなりました。2019世界ボートジュニア選手権大会男子ダッシュ付きフォア、7位カナダ、8位アメリカ、9位ロシアです。
Next race up, it's the B final for the women's pair. Natariwa Nunchai and Premrutai Honsitong for Thailand in lane 1. Choi Ying Lee and Ying Hu Tse for Hong Kong, China in lane 2. Raminta Morkanaitia and Martina Kazlauskaitia for Lithuania in 3. Megan Hewison and Abigail Top for Great Britain in 4. Heidi Jacobson and Kylie Oakes for the USA in 5. And Matilda Hjorth and Emma Ollison for Denmark in lane 6.
女子ペア順位決定戦 B1 レーンタイ、2レーン香港、3レーンリトアニア、4レーンイギリス、5レーンアメリカ、6レーンデンマークです。
Well, we're now catching back up with the action as the races get underway on time now. As passing through the 1,000 meters, though, it's really tight at the front of the field here, Robert, where we've got Lithuania looks like to be dead level with the USA.
Yes, Pete, the Lithuanians have dominated the first half of this race, but the Americans, Heidi Jacobson and Kylie Oakes, have come right up on their heels. And as we move through the halfway mark, it is the Americans by a bow ball ahead of Lithuania. Forging up between them, Megan Hewison and Abigail Top for Great Britain, so about a length back in 3rd position. And then over on the far side, Thailand just staying ahead of Hong Kong and Denmark.
1000メートル過ぎたところです。女子なしペア順位決定 B、アメリカがトップを走っております。次いでリトアニア、イギリスの順で、争っているところです。アメリカの選手は、昨年の月フォアで銅メダルの選手が乗っています。非常に大きな体、力強い漕ぎが印象的です。
Bags of experience on board the leading pairs. Heidi Jacobson in the bow seat there from Connecticut Boat Club, a bronze medalist in the coxed 4 last year. No medals on this occasion, unfortunately, but looking strong to go into the lead for the B final. But no, Lithuania have regained the lead. Mokunaite, last year's single sculler, Kazlauskaite in the stroke seat out of last year's quad, and they've gone for a mega push with 7:50 to go, half a length up on the Americans. Now the GB pair begin to wind it up. Megan Hewison and Abigail Top from Aberdeen Schools Rowing Association have got half a length overlap on the stern end of the Americans. Well, it may be only the B final, but there is just so much nip and tuck going on. Still Lithuania lead.
1500メートル手前に差し掛かっております。リトアニアがややリードを一定ショートリードしたでしょうか。この2人は昨年はスカル種目で出場しており、今年、スイープ種目に転向した模様です。8位争いがアメリカと、イギリス。アメリカがやや若干漕ぎが重く鈍くなってきており、そこを、イギリスが捉えているような状況です。
Well, the charge from the GB pair continues. Hewison and Top were the fastest of these 6 in yesterday's repechage, about a quarter of a second faster than the Lithuanians. And the GB pair have just blown away the American challenge inside the last 500 and are making stern measures to try and overhaul Lithuania. Well, this is a great race, a long sustained push, and in just a few strokes, they have taken a canvas off the Lithuanians and have finally got the GB bow ball in the lead. Great Britain first, Lithuania second, and the USA desperately trying to catch up in third.
イギリスが最後のキレのいいラストスパートでリトアニアを、抜いてきました。リトアニアは若干スパートが効いてないような感じです。アメリカも最後の粘りで、8位争いに絡んできそうです。
So we move through the 250 to go mark, and a very finely judged race from Hewison and Top. They've gone into the last 250, 3/4 of a length up on Lithuania, with the USA back in third, Pete.
Such a great race rhythm set there by Abigail Top in the stroke seat, supported by Megan Hewison. They went up to 37 with 500 to go. They've wound it up another gear to 38 now as they sense the Lithuanian response. Lithuania going to 37 to try and close back in on that margin, but GB too fast out in front. They've extended to over a length now ahead of Lithuania. USA sprinting too. Kylie Oakes and Heidi Jacobson at 38, trying to close in on Lithuania, but I think these three positions at the front of this B final now fixed.
さあ7位はイギリス行きますでしょうか。レートを上げてそのまま1位でゴールをしようとしたところ、後ろまで水を上げています。
Wow, the USA really sprinting here. They nearly got overlap with Lithuania, but we're going to run out of water. Great Britain take the win in this B final for the women's pair, a length and 3/4 ahead of Lithuania for second, who have a length ahead of the USA for third in the B final. Over on the far side, then fourth place. It's going to be close. Thailand by half a canvas at the moment. Thailand just cling on to fourth place ahead of Hong Kong, China for fifth. And then on the near side, Denmark coming in for sixth. So, of course, those were the positions in the B final, but they were racing for their championship positions, championship ranking positions there of 7 through 12 overall in the event for women's pairs. So this B final, that means that Great Britain placed 7th and going down this results list, 7 through 12.
女子ペア順位決定戦 B 第1着でゴールをしたのは4レーンのイギリスでした。最後は水を叩いてハグをして喜んでいました。7位がイギリス、そして8位リトアニア、9位アメリカ、10位タイ、11位香港、12位デンマークとなりました。
Now we have the B final for the women's four. Denmark in lane 1, Great Britain in 2, and India in lane 3.
女子ダッシュなしフォア順位決定戦 B、 1レーンデンマーク、2レーンイギリス、3レーンインドです。
Wow, Camilla, we just saw a great side-on shot of them passing the 1,000. That Great Britain out in front.
It is Great Britain out in front after a really hard-fought battle in yesterday's repechage. They're now out here leading the B final of the Junior Women's Coxed Fours event. This combination of athletes from Kingston Rowing Club, Henley Rowing Club and Godolphin and Latimer are now a length up and maybe even a little bit more on the crew from Denmark. Denmark with two returners from last year's 11th placing crew in the Junior Women's Fours, so not quite as good a performance. Sorry, they're performing much better than they were last year, in fact, but they're currently sat in what would put them in 8th position overall as they are second to Great Britain.
1250メーターを現在通過しているところです。イギリスがリードを奪っております。オリンピックの新種目である女子フォア、各国の若手強化の重要な舞台です。現在リードを奪うイギリスは高2世代2名をこの種目にチャレンジさせる育成の色合いの強いクルーです。1レーンデンマーク、昨年同種目11位から2名が残ってのチャレンジです。
Great Britain continuing to make headway in this Junior Women's Fours event. They've pushed a little bit more distance back towards Denmark, but Denmark holding on. They're up at rate 37 in comparison to Great Britain's 35, so with a little bit more rate to play with in the British boat. These two crews well clear of the contingent from India. I know a lot of interest online in how the Indian teams are doing. This is a crew predominantly made up from the Odisha Training Centre of the Sports Authority of India. 3 athletes coming from that training centre to make up this Junior Women's Four, and great to see them here contesting the B final at the World Rowing Junior Championships.
残り400メートル、1位は依然としてイギリス、総合順位7位のポジションにつけております。2位にいるのはデンマーク。伝統的にシニア男子軽量級に強力なクルーがいましたが、その種目がオリンピックからなくなる方向性の今、新種目であるこの種目が、デンマークにとって非常に重要な種目、シニアで今年非常に好調なフォアが、おります。ワールドチャンピオン候補の、クルーがおります。そのジュニア世代強化されているクルー、イギリスに迫ろうというところです。
Well, one of last year's returners in the Danish crew in the stroke seat, Marie Ram, takes it up to 39 strokes a minute now as we approach 250 metres to go. Great Britain still down at 36. They've got room to move if they need to. They're holding them at a length as we approach 200 metres to go.
Yeah, the Danish have gone early. Marie Ram takes them to 42 strokes a minute. They're the fastest boat on the water, so they're closing in on Great Britain at the front of the field. So it's going to be a question of whether that safety margin that they built up through that third 500 is going to be enough to hold on to the win in this B final for the women's four. They're at 38 strokes a minute, but Denmark closing fast.
このレースを現在引っ張っているのは2レーンのイギリス。しかしいいラストスパートを見せているのは1レーンのデンマーク。42までレートを上げています。さあどこまで迫れるかデンマーク。
It's an amazing performance from Denmark. 42 strokes a minute. They're drawing up on Great Britain. It's going to be a canvas, if that, up to the line. Great Britain still going for it, and they just cling on to the lead ahead of Denmark across the line. It's a canvas separating them, so Denmark's brilliant sprint finish there. Marie Ram, Cecily Brunnick Sorensen, Christine Amelie Meinert Cardle, and Matilda Elizabeth Kilgard. Really powerful sprint finish there. Sees them close the gap down to half a second across the line. So Great Britain win the B final ahead of Denmark. And the last few strokes now for India coming up to the line. They're putting in a sprint finish here. Ritu Kaudi in the stroke seat, trying to put them on for the fastest sprint finish they can here in their final at the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships.
デンマークの素晴らしい泳ぎをかわし7位でゴールをしたのが2レーンのイギリスです。1着でゴールをして7位ですね。女子ダッシュなしフォア7位はイギリス、8位がデンマーク、9位がインドです。
B final now for the men's four. We have Australia in lane 1, Spain in 2, Serbia in 3, and India in lane 4.
男子ダッシュなしフォア順位決定戦 B1 レーンオーストラリア、2レーンスペイン、3レーンセルビア、4レーンインドです。
Coming up towards 1,400 meters in, Robert, it looks like Serbia under a lot of pressure from the fast-moving Spanish in lane 2.
Well, do you know, Pete, I looked at the form book and I thought Spain have got to get this one here in the B final of the men's fours. But Australia and Serbia have both had other plans. And at the halfway mark, the three crews were within a quarter of a length of each other. And then the Serbs kicked it in hard and have gone a third of a length. No, maybe it's half a length ahead of Spain, turning around a 33-second deficit after Thursday's heat and looking very strong inside the last 500.
男子ダッシュなしフォア順位決定 B、3クルー、オーストリア、スペイン、セルビアが、差をなく、7位争いを、演じております。この3クルーは、昨日の、敗者復活戦ではほぼ同タイムでゴールしていますけれども、順位決定ということでもう最後ローアウトするつもりで、漕いでいるように見られます。
Well, this Serbian four looking very powerful indeed. Slavko Savic in the three-seat, the only sculler with previous international experience out of last year's double. And here they are leading the favourites, Spain, who were the fastest of these four, both in their rep and in their heat. But now, 250 to go. Spain beginning to wind it up. Can they make any impression on the leading Serbs, Pete?
Yeah, they're really going for it here. Spain's Antonio Diaz Ramos in the stroke seat. 42 strokes a minute now. They're the fastest boat on the water. Closing down now to a canvas alongside Serbia into the red buoys. No response yet from Serbia as Spain are now going to draw level in the next couple of strokes.
現在3レーンのセルビアと2レーンのスペインが1着争いです。素晴らしいバウの差ですね。もうキャンバスの差で2レーンと3レーンがいい接戦を見せています。
Well, Serbia's response is big. Dusan Stefanovic takes them to 45 strokes a minute, but I think they're losing water there as we see Spain still progress past. So Spain take the win. Half a canvas in the end ahead of Serbia. So Robert's form book certainly showing some truth there from the earlier stages. And coming in for third place, then we have Australia ahead of India for fourth place in this B final where they've raced for places 7, 8, 9 and 10 in this championship rankings for men's fours.
男子ダッシュなしフォア順位決定戦 B1 着でゴールをしたのはスペインでした。ゴール後ガッツポーズ、そして水を叩いて喜んでいました。ということで7位確定ですね。そして2着でゴールをしたのはセルビア、次いでオーストラリア、インドなので7位がスペイン、8位がセルビア、9位オーストラリア、10位インドとなりました。
We now move on to the C finals. We've got the first C final up. It's the C final for the men's pair. Zhang Xu Li and Hong Chongyuan for the People's Republic of China in lane 1. Henry Pooley and James Stevenson for Great Britain in lane 2. They were given a yellow card for being late at the start. Ignacio Medina and Gonzalo Morante for Peru in lane 3.
男子ペア順位決定戦 C が間もなく行われます。1レーン中国、2レーンイギリス、3レーンペルー、2レーンのイギリスがスタートに遅れたため警告が出ています。
Coming through 750 meters here, and we can see Great Britain just passing under the bridge out in front. Camilla, it looks like a good start there. They were late at the start, but it doesn't look like they're going to be late down at the finish.
You could be right, but we have seen interesting things happen here over the course of the week at the World Rowing Junior Championships. Just because you're leading at this point does not necessarily mean that you'll be leading at the finish, but I would be surprised to see anyone overhaul this Great Britain crew with the lead that they've managed to establish over Peru and China. Great Britain fastest qualifying into this C final. They were the ones that just missed out on the AB semi-final places in the repechage, but Peru and China some way back fighting it out for second in this race.
男子ダッシュなしペア、順位決定戦13位から15位を決める決定戦です。イギリスがリード、それを追うのがペルー、中国です。この3クルーは木曜日の敗者戦ですでに直接対決しております。その時はイギリス、ペルー、中国の順番でフィニッシュをしています。中国はそれを覆すべくペルーに追いすがっております。3レーンのペルーは昨年と同じペアでチャレンジです。
Great Britain at about 4 lengths of clear water lead now. This combination of James Stevenson and Henry Pooley from Westminster School and Eton School, respectively, over in the United Kingdom, coached by Helen Taylor, making light work of this final. It's going to take some work for Peru, who are now in second, to come back into the race for the win in the C final to determine 13th, 14th and 15th place for these three boats. But Peru, 3/4 of a length up on China. China were the slowest to qualify through into this C final, so a very expected result as we come through to 750 meters to go.
中国は今やや苦しいポジションにいます。第2位はペルー、大きく離れて第1位を行くのはイギリスです。中国のクルーはやや独特なローイングスタイルで苦しい、展開です。中国の強化システムは各省の代表がある意味別々のスタイルが存在し、それぞれの力を発揮するのに至らない場合も散見されております。それを是正できるかどうかというところです。それを是正するために招聘されたスティーブン・レッドグレーブさん、イギリスの司法5大会連続オリンピック金メダリストスティーブン・レッドグレーブさんの指導の成果が試されるところです。
Great Britain settling at 35 strokes a minute. They've been very consistent through the middle part of this race, the pace being set by James Stevenson in the stroke seat. They've held it at about 3-4 lengths of clear water. I think, if anything, Peru maybe have closed the gap ever so slightly. They're underrating Great Britain at 33 strokes a minute, but not quite the same boat speed at that lower rating. But they're still holding 3/4 of a length over China, and Gonzalo Morante in the Peruvian boat setting a great rhythm for Ignacio Medina to follow in the bow seat. They look very comfortable and letting the boat run underneath them. That's allowing them just to move away now from China in third.
トップを行くイギリスはすでに1700メートルにかかろうかというところです。第3レーンペルーは昨年と同じペアでチャレンジ。イギリスと中国は高2世代を高3世代がサポートする育成重視のクルー構成となっています。
A very confident performance it has been here from Great Britain. They'll have been disappointed to miss out on the AB semi-finals, I'm sure. And as they come into 250 metres to go, I wonder whether they will put on a performance for the Great Britain fans in the grandstand. I think they're just starting to raise the rating now. Up to rate 35 they go, and 36 now as they hit a couple of strokes in towards 200 metres. And we'll take you through to the finish line with the guys in the tower.
Thanks, Camilla. Yeah, China trying to go for it here. Hong Chongyuan and Zhang Shuli, they're up at 36, trying to draw in on Peru, but Morante and Medina looking really good at 33 strokes a minute. They're getting great boat speed for a low rate of striking, just shows the power in every stroke, but they have too much of a margin to try and close in on GB's lead here as GB go up to 37 in their finishing sprint now.
大きく水を開けてゴールに進んでいるのが2レーンのイギリス。こちらセーフティーポジションを保っていますが、レートを最後まで下げずにゴールに向かっています。そして2位を行くのはペルー。
Well, last couple of strokes here. Henry Pooley and James Stevenson for Great Britain win the C final for the men's pair. They have maybe 3.5 lengths up on Ignacio Medina and Gonzalo Morante for Peru in second place. And they've got 2.5 lengths up on Zhang Shuli and Hong Chongyuan for China in third in this C final, where they've been racing for places 13, 14 and 15 in the junior championship rankings for men's pairs.
男子ペア順位決定戦 C、 1着でゴールをしたのは2レーンのイギリスということで、こちら13位となります。13位イギリス、14位ペルー、15位中国。男子ペアはこのような順番になりました。
Next C final on the course, it's for the women's quadruple sculls. Just 2 boats taking part here. We have Japan in lane 1 and Austria in lane 2.
女子クオドルプル順位決定戦 C、 1レーン日本川村真凜、加藤早也伽、松田京子、中澤遥香。2レーンオーストリアです。
This race now passing 1,200 meters. Let's catch up with Robert to find out what the form book has to say on Japan and Austria.
Well, this is amazing, Pete, because these two crews have raced each other twice already this week. And here we are in the C final with Japan reversing the return of fortune that we saw in the heat and the repechage. Japan leading Austria by just under a length.
女子クオードブルスカル順位決定 C、 クルージャパンが出場しております。ストローク中澤さん、若狭高校。昨年ダブルスカルで8位になっております。3番松田さん、成立学園高校、JOC アカデミー所属です。昨年シングルスカイで21位になっております。2番に加藤さん、さなげ農林高校、バウに川村さん、三方高校、すべて高校3年生のクルーで漕いでおります。先日の敗者復活戦でもオーストリアと当たっておりまして、大きく水を分けて勝っております。それがありますのか、非常に落ち着いて4人で大きく漕いでいる印象を受けます。
Well, I think the surprise for me is not that Japan are leading this race, but they seem to be doing it so easily because they've been underrating Austria down the entire course, and they're still doing that. I've got them at 35, the Austrians raising their rate to 37 to try and match the boat speed of the leading Japanese quad, but Japan are just moving away stroke by stroke and now lead by a length or so. Well, Japan with a couple of athletes on board out of the single single and the double from last year, and looking very strong indeed. I just wonder what might have happened if they'd put in this sort of performance in the earlier rounds. Maybe they wouldn't be contesting places 13 and 14 overall in the competition. But we've gone through with 1750 and Japan with clear water on Austria. Pete.
And they look so good out in front here. 36 strokes a minute. They're all from different high schools across Tokyo and leading convincingly here at 36 strokes a minute into the last 200 meters. Austria really pushing. They're at 38 at the moment, winding it up for a fast finish. Valentina Cavalar in the stroke seat there, really trying to close in on that margin, but I think Japan just looked too strong, leading the way here in front of a home crowd at the Sea Forest Waterway.
さあこのレースを引っ張るのは1レーンの日本、大きく水を開けてゴールに進んでいます。全員高校3年生の4人、最後まで頑張ってください。
These Japanese athletes from Wakasa High School, Seritsu Gakuen Senior High School, the Sanagi Agricultural Forestry High School, and the Mikata High School, they take the win in this C final for the junior women's quadruple sculls, a length and a half ahead of Austria. So that's places 13 and 14 in the championship rankings for women's quadruple sculls.
女子クオドルプルスカル順位決定戦し1着でゴールをしたのは日本でした。なので13位が日本、14位がオーストリアということです。全員高校3年生のクルー、川村真凛、三方高校、松田京子、成立学園高校、加藤さやか、さなげ農林高校、中澤遥香、若狭高校、この4人でした。
The C final now for the men's quadruple sculls. India in lane 1, Japan in 2, France in 3, USA in 4, and Austria in lane 5.
男子クオドルプル順位決定戦 C1 レーンインド、2レーン日本、大下遥人、島田俊介、青木弘樹、阿部浩二、3レーンフランス、4レーンアメリカ、5レーンオーストリアです。
Well, Camilla, this looks like a great race. France and the USA trading blows at the front of the field.
So close once again. We've seen some absolutely sensational racing in the C finals, and the USA and France are just powering it out here, a length up on Japan. This Japanese crew, the flagship boat for the nation here on home water at the World Rowing Junior Championships in Tokyo. And as they go through halfway, the French just pulling ahead now of the USA. Japan in third, and I'm going to hand you over to Hiroshi to talk more about this Japanese crew.
現在第1位を行くのはフランス、それに続いてアメリカ、第3位に日本のフラッグシップクルーがチャレンジしています。成長阿部選手、早稲田大学1年、3番青木、成立学園高校3年、2番島田、日本大学1年、バウ大下、慶応大学1年、ミドルペアの2名が昨年の大会を経験しています。2番エースの島田は滋賀県瀬田工業高校同時代にユースオリンピック代表として日の丸を背負った経験が非常に豊富な選手です。今年全日本選手権シニア選手に混じってシングルスカールで5位に入っております。その日本のクルーが現在第2位のアメリカを捉えようというところです。
So France looking to wriggle out of the battle between the USA and Japan now. They've moved away from the USA to clinch that first spot through 750 meters to go, and in this third 500 they're just putting down a marker that they want to win this C final. But Japan, what a wonderful performance from this flagship boat. They've come from half a length back on the fight between the USA and France now to be pulling into second position. They're overhauling this USA crew stroked by Austin Lai of the Oakham Rowing Society, and now moving up on France with 500 to go.
日本今現在第2位におります。4レーンアメリカに対して予選で2秒差、そしてその敗北での差を 0.3 秒まで縮めてまいりました。高2世代で構成されているアメリカに対して、ここで逆転していきたいところです。すでに逆転したと思われます。第1位のイギリスに、迫っているところであります。失礼しました。第1位フランスに迫っているところであります。ここからの進歩こそ日本にとって大変重要な意味を持ちます。
Well, the French are already up at 38 strokes a minute. Have they got anywhere to go as Japan come closing in? If you're in the grandstands and are a fan of Japanese rowing, they're going to need all of your support because this is great here from the Japanese crew. These college athletes now through 250 metres to go with half a length to close down on France for the lead.
Yeah, this is an amazing sprint finish. Koji Abe for Japan leading this charge in the stroke seat there. 38 strokes a minute, closing fast on France at the front of the field.
さあ2レーンの日本が素晴らしい追い上げを見せています。レートを39に上げて1位を行くフランスを追いかけています。2レーンの日本、大学生3人、高校生1人。さあ最後までレートを下げずに現在レート40まで上げています。
Amazing stuff from Japan. Representatives from Nihon University, Seritsugayan High School, Waseda University and Keio University. They're nearly drawing level with France, but crossing the line, France just hold on to it under a canvas ahead of Japan for the win in the C final. So Japan takes second place ahead of the USA in third. Fourth place, Austria, and coming in for fifth on the far side, we have India. So those are places 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 in the World Rowing Junior Championship rankings for 2019.
男子クオドルプル順位決定戦 C1 着でゴールをしたのはフランスでした。ということでフランスが13位、2着でゴールをした日本は14位でした。こちらの種目14位、大下遥人、島田俊介、青木弘樹、阿部浩二、大学生3人と高校生1人のクルーでした。そして15位がアメリカ、16位がオーストリア、17位がインドです。
Now the C final for the men's double sculls. Narong Saknaksang and Piapong Arnunamang for Thailand in lane 1. Titas Mashanauskas and Virgilius Prozinskas for Lithuania in 2. Vasileos Barutas and Dimitrios Stasinos for Greece in lane 3. Wang Qingyang and Sun Bo for the People's Republic of China in lane 4. Konrad Hultz and Fabian Gilhofer for Austria in 5. And Peter Laurie and Gil Dexter for the USA in lane 6.
男子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 C1 レーンタイ、2レーンリトアニア、3レーンドイツ、4レーン中国、5レーンオーストリア、6レーンアメリカです。
Well, Robert, it looks like someone's lit a fire under the Greek athletes here. They're leading by an enormous margin. How far's that?
Yes, Pete, but for those of you who've been following the racing here in Tokyo throughout the week will remember that the Greek double of Barutas and Stasinos won the prize for the most disappointed crew at the regatta after they caught that boat-stopping crab in their repechage, which put them right out of contention for a place in the AB semis. They won their CD semi yesterday, and here they are heading the field by some 3 lengths of clear water, 12:50 in.
男子ダブルスカル順位決定 C、トップを走っているのはギリシャ、圧倒的なスピードで他を引き離しております。ギリシャは、敗者復活戦のアクシデントで、順位決定に回りましたが、本来であれば A 決勝に残ってもおかしくない実力を持ったクルーです。2位にリトアニア、3位に中国、4位に、オーストリアの順で、通過いたしております。
Well, to give them their due, the Lithuanians Masanauskas and Prusinskas over there in lane 2, the only one of these doubles to survive intact from last year's competition where they finished 9th, are making tracks on the Greek. So the Greek momentum, which has stood them in good stead throughout the first 1,500 metres of this race, it's still giving them clear water, but the Lithuanians steadily tracking them down. Here come China in lane 4. They're clearly in third place with Austria, the USA, and Thailand as the tail enders.
ギリシャが圧倒的なスピードで首位を保っております。2位にリトアニア。リトアニアは昨年この種目9位になっており、少し、失望しているように思われますが、最後のレースで、力を出し切ってほしいところです。アジア勢のタイが3カ国の多いこの種目で、順位決定に残ってきたのは非常に特筆すべきことだと思われます。
Well, a beautiful rhythm being set by the Greeks who've dominated this C final, and they don't just want to cross the line in first place, they want to do it in style. They're taking the rate up to move even further away from the second place Lithuanians. We're inside the red boy zone, and it's Greece all the way, Pete.
And they are smashing it here. 40 strokes a minute. Dimitrios Stasinos, Vasileios Barutas go another gear up, 41, and they're pulling further and further away ahead of Lithuania, who are looking good for second place now. Mashinauskas and Prushinskas at 35 strokes a minute. They haven't started their finishing sprint yet. Pressure could come in, though, from China as they try to wind it up to 36.
さあ大きく水を開けて余裕を持ってゴールに向かっているのはギリシャの選手です。こちらの選手、予選のゴール後ボートが規定重量に満たず敗者復活戦に回っての決勝 C になりました。
These leading three boats looking pretty fixed, but there's a battle between Austria and the USA on the near side. Greece take the win ahead of Lithuania, and then coming in for third we have China, but Austria and the USA absolutely level. Austria at 39, the USA at 40. It's going to come down to the line. It's a slight crab for the Austrians. I think that just tilted them back into fifth place in the last stroke of their race here. Sixth place goes to Thailand on the far side, but we'll need to wait for the official results to split fourth and fifth. We know that Greece won that 6:30.07, Lithuania second, China third, and then the crucial next result did that slight crab tilt Austria back into fifth. It seems to have done so. The USA take fourth. That means Austria fifth and Thailand in sixth.
男子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 C1 着でゴールをしたのはギリシャでした。なので13位ギリシャ、14位リトアニア、15位中国、16位が接戦を制したアメリカ、17位オーストリア、18位がタイです。
The C final for the women's double sculls. Takemana and Kori Mari for Japan in lane 1. Ana Navarro and Iria Jarama Diaz for Spain in lane 2. Lily Jedlik and Hayley Mercury for Canada in 3. Ida Blomstrand and Sophie Vikelsov for Denmark in lane 4. Barocca Elek and Flora Gautsko for Hungary in 5. And completing the field for Romania in lane 6, Emanuela Ioana Chertau and Florentina Buburuzan.
女子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 C1 レーン日本、武井真奈、郡真理、2レーンスペイン、3レーンカナダ、4レーンデンマーク、5レーンハンガリー、6レーンルーマニアです。
Well, Camilla, we're looking at a beautiful shot of them passing the 1,000 meters here. So great to be able to share this with everyone tuning in around the world.
It must be great for everyone to see pictures of this beautiful course on the Sea Forest Waterway, the venue for next year's Olympic Games in 2020, and how excited we all are for that, and how great for these junior athletes to be experiencing it out here on the water in preparation for the Games next year. But back to the racing, and in this C final of the junior women's double sculls, it's Spain leading the way, about a length ahead of Hungary, but Hungary also very tightly packed with Canada at this point in time. Not much to choose between those two boats, but Spain with a length lead at this point in time.
現在リードするのはスペイン、それを追ってハンガリー、そしてカナダが第3位につけております。日本は現在第6位、苦しい展開ですが、ここを踏ん張ってほしいところです。ダブルスカルはフィジカル、スキルに加えて2人のコンビネーションが求められる難しい種目といえます。各国経験豊かな選手が揃っております。順位戦とはいえハイレベルな戦い、ここに割って入っていきたいところです。
Spain having to keep a clear eye to their right because Canada and Hungary's race between them is pulling them up the course at a rather fast pace, and it means that they're pulling in the Spanish, reeling them in, and they've now got overlapped these two crews, and they're going for the lead. Hungary especially, lots of experience in this boat. Barocca Elek in the bow seat in last year's junior women's pair that won the B final, joined by her partner Flora, who was in the quadruple scull. These two very experienced at junior international level, and they've now pulled away from Canada. They've dropped them back to half a length, and they're going for Spain, and they're going for the lead.
現在1位スペインが 1500m を通過しました。第2位ハンガリーがそれに続きます。第1レーンの日本はやや苦しい、離されている状況です。日本はバウが武井、諏訪清涼高校3年、成長が郡真理、 文京学院大女子校3年、ヨーロッパ勢に対して国際経験が絶対的に不足している日本にとっては、一本一本のレースでの上乗せが、これが貴重な国際経験となっていくと考えられます。この最後のレースでの大きな上乗せに期待したいところです。
This would be a hugely mature race strategy by the Hungarians. They're now pulling up into the lead ahead of Spain. Spain fighting hard to stay in pole position. They're up at rate 36, matched by the Hungarians also at 36 through 250 to go. Canada still holds third, but Denmark moving up fast from fourth. They've managed to row through Romania, and this is all going to be very exciting into the Red Boys.
Yeah, they're going for it here. 37 strokes a minute. Hungary nearly level with Spain now. It's with every stroke. Hungary go up another pip. 38 strokes a minute as they draw level with Spain at the front of this C final for the women's doubles.
さあ一こぎ一こぎ滑るように1位に迫っているのはハンガリー、そしてまたそれを突き放すようにいくのが2レーンのスペイン。さあ奥の2レーンのスペイン、5レーンのハンガリー、どこまで迫るか。さあバウの差となってきました。一こぎ一こぎ、さあこのバウの差、さあどこまでいきますでしょうか。
Jedlicka Mercury for Canada drawing at 40 strokes a minute. They're under so much pressure alongside Denmark. There's two racers here on the water. We've got the leadership of the race. Spain and Hungary absolutely level. Then Canada and Denmark for third and fourth. And it's so close across the line. I think Hungary by less than a bow ball for first, ahead of Spain for second. Then I think that was third, going to Denmark by the smallest of margins ahead of Canada. We'll see the official results. I could be wrong across the board. But we can see now Hungary did win that in 7:17.9 ahead of Spain for second. Then Denmark third by the smallest of margins ahead of Canada for fourth. And then coming in for fifth place, we had Romania on the near side and sixth, Japan.
女子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 C1 着でゴールをしたのはバウの差、ハンガリーが制しました。13位がハンガリー、14位がスペイン、15位デンマーク、16位カナダ、17位ルーマニア、18位日本となりました。
The C final now for the men's single sculls. Hani Spetia for Tunisia in lane 1. Siripong Chawichit-Chonkul for Thailand in 2. Seth O'Connor for Great Britain in 3. Mekrojbek Mamatkulov for Uzbekistan in 4. Joseph Wilbur for Panama in 5. And Suzuki Masaki for Japan in lane 6.
男子シングルスカル順位決定戦 C1 レーンチュニジア、2レーンタイ、3レーンイギリス、4レーンウズベキスタン、5レーンパナマ、6レーン日本です。
They're just past the 1,000 now. GB out in front. That's Seth O'Connor currently leading the way here. But Robert, a lot of pressure coming from Mamatkulov of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, O'Connor has turned around a 2-second deficit after yesterday's CD semi-final, where it was Mamatkulov who recorded the fastest time of these 6 scullers. So it's GB and Uzbekistan with clear water on the rest of the field. The best of the rest, that's Chawichit-Chonkul of Thailand over there in lane 2, followed by Joseph Wilbur of Panama. No, excuse me, it's Suzuki Masaki, the Japanese sculler on the grandstand side, in 4th position with Panama and Tunisia level for 5th.
男子シングルスカル順位決定 C クルージャパン出場しております。浜松大平台高校3年生鈴木君、予選敗北準決勝と非常に調子を上げてきています。このレースで少しでも順位を上げて、レースを終えて U23 シニアでのローイングキャリアにつなげていってもらいたいところです。決して大きくない体ですけれども、試行錯誤して非常に考えながら漕いでいる印象を受ける選手です。
Well, Mamatkulov has pulled up alongside O'Connor to equal a claim for 13th place overall in the competition as the leading scullers approach the 1,500-meter signal. O'Connor responds. Now, can the GB sculler stay in the lead? Both of these scullers have significant performances so far this season. Mamatkulov took up valuable senior experience at the Poznan round of the World Cup. Okay, finished down the rankings, but comes into the Junior World Championships off the back of that. O'Connor's best performance, well, he's a member of Henley Rowing Club back home in the UK. Henley, who won the gold medal in junior quads at the National Schools Regatta, the enormous event in the UK at the end of May. And as I'm describing the scene, O'Connor quickly takes half a length off Mamatkulov.
ウズベキスタンと、イギリスが13位争いをしております。日本の鈴木君、タイの選手と、4位争いをしております。少しでも順位を上げて、ゴールしてもらいたいところです。
O'Connor really beginning to wind it up now as the scullers move inside the last 250 metres. Now, has Mamatkulov got any response? It's Great Britain leading by 2/3 of a length. Behind them, the best of the rest, well, it's Chaiwichichonkul for Thailand, who has overhauled the Japanese sculler on the grandstand side. O'Connor leads Mamatkulov, Pete.
And he's still holding at 32 strokes a minute. O'Connor just putting greater emphasis in every stroke. You can see in this picture the real oomph through the finish, keeping his blade well covered. That's just transmitting all of the power so cleanly into the water. Mamatkulov's gone up to 36 strokes a minute from 32, so he's wound up for his finishing sprint here, but not making the impact on O'Connor in the last 150.
ボート競技の中で唯一の個人種目男子シングルスカル、現在1位を引くのは3レーンのイギリス。水を開けて一定審査、水を開けてきています。
Last couple of strokes, Seth O'Connor for Great Britain is going to win the C final for the men's single sculls, just over a length ahead of Mekrojbek Mamatkulov of Uzbekistan. Coming in for third, then it's still tight. Chaiwichichonkul for Thailand ahead of Suzuki, but then still in it, Sabetia. It's across the line for Japan to take fourth behind Siripong Chaiwichichonkul of Thailand in third. Fifth place, therefore, on the far side is Hani Spetia of Tunisia. And coming in for sixth place, then we have Joseph Wilbur for Panama.
男子シングルスカル順位決定戦し、1着でゴールをしたのは3レーンのイギリスでした。13位イギリス、14位ウズベキスタン、15位タイ、16位日本の鈴木雅樹選手、そして17位チュニジア、18位パナマです。
C final now for the women's single sculls. The last C final of our event here at the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships. Sarah Zamali for Tunisia in lane 1. Rowiwan Sakao for Thailand in 2. Barbara Podrazilova for the Czech Republic in 3. Ueno Miho for Japan in 4. Lauren Bass for Zimbabwe in lane 5. And completing the field for Latvia in lane 6, Violetta Levinoka.
女子シングルスカル順位決定戦 C、1 レーンチュニジア、2レーンタイ、3レーンチェコ、4レーン日本、上野美穂、5レーンジンバブエ、6レーンラトビアです。
Well, they're just through the bridge there. And Camilla, it looks like we've got a couple of races out here on the water. The Czech sculler alongside the Zimbabwean, and then 3 in a trail behind.
Indeed, it's very different actually to see single sculls this close at this point in the race. Usually, as you'll have seen this morning, if you've been tuning into the footage, usually the small boats spread out quite a lot and then all come really close together in the final stages, in that final 500 metres or 250 metres. So this is very unusual to see overlap between pretty much every single scull on the course. But making the most of it at the moment, as suspected, is Podrazilova of the Czech Republic. She's 3/4 of a length up on Lauren Bass of Zimbabwe. Is then Zimbabwe ahead of the Japanese local favourite Ueno Miho. We heard that lovely phrase yesterday about Miho meaning beautiful steps and stepping forward in the competition, and she sits in third ahead of Latvia and Thailand.
女子シングルスカル順位決定戦13位から18位の順位を決めるレースになります。現在第1位を行きますのはチェコポドラジロワ選手、第2位を行きますのはジンバブエバース選手、上野選手はスタートからやや遅れて4番手5番手を走っていましたが、現在3番手まで順位を上げてきています。1位2位の選手に迫ろうというところ、上野美穂選手、成立学園高校2年生、予選タイムでは各国に遅れを取っておりましたが、徐々に地位を上げ、昨日の準決勝 CD ではトップでゴールをいたしました。ここからの挽回に期待したいところです。
That was a really decisive kick there by Lauren Bass of Zimbabwe in lane number 5. Her boat speed rocketed as she now moves on, and she steps on herself actually into the lead. She's managed to come onto terms with Podrazilova and is now contesting for 13th place overall that this C final would determine. This is a fantastic race across the course. We're now seeing that more spread out race between these single sculls. We've got 2 at the front of the field with Zimbabwe and the Czech Republic. It's then Japan that's sandwiched in the middle of a fight between Latvia and Thailand. Violeta Levinkova and over on the far side, Thailand are absolutely neck and neck. The only person out of this race is Zamali of Tunisia.
1500メーターを今通過しようというところです。トップが入れ替わりまして、ジンバブエのバース選手がトップに立っています。それを追うのが序盤から先頭に立っていたチェコポドラジェロワ選手。それに続いて第3位を走りますのは上野美穂選手、成立学園高校2年生。高校2年生世代の上野選手にとって高校3年生世代前を行く2人をなんとか捉えたいというところ。来年も権利を持つ上野選手、ここからの挽回に期待します。
Zimbabwe continuing to move through the Czech Republic at the front of the field. Japan sandwiched in the middle in third. She's got clear water behind her. She's got clear water in front of her. And it's Levinuka of the Latvian sculler that is trying to shake off Thailand. But they're on opposite sides of the course and really tough to tell who's coming out on top of that battle as we come in towards 250 metres to go. There's 3 different races on the course. Up at the front of the field, still Zimbabwe and Czech Republic. Japan still with clear water either side, not looking to make any moves or do anything to shake that up at the moment, and still neck and neck between Latvia and Thailand.
Yeah, such a great lead here. Lauren Bass of Zimbabwe leading the way home. 34 strokes a minute, a full length ahead of Podrazilova, but she's 3 strokes a minute lower than the Zimbabwean. So we could still see a strong sprint finish, and anything can happen in small boats when it comes to the last 200 meters and they start to really sprint it out. Ueno Miho, a member of the Japanese Olympic Committee Elite Academy, starting to put on the finishing sprint here. She's gone up a couple of pips to see if she can close the gap down on the clear water margin from these 2 leaders, Bass and Podrazilova.
現在このレースを引っ張るのは5レーンのジンバブエ。力強いブレードワークでぐんぐん差を広げようというところ。そしてそれに続いてチェコ、そして続いて3位争いが日本ですね。今現在レートも32まで上げています。
Last few strokes, Lauren Bass for Zimbabwe is going to win the C final for the women's single sculls. She does so a length and a half ahead of Barbara Podrazilova for the Czech Republic, who in turn's got just under 2 lengths ahead of Ueno Miho for Japan in third. 2 lengths back then to we have Rawiwan Sakau for Thailand, just under a length ahead of Violeta Levinuka for Latvia in 5th, and then 6th place Sarah Zamali for Tunisia. So that being a C final, that was places 13 through 18 in the World Rowing Junior Championship rankings for 2019.
女子シングルスカル順位決定戦 C1 着でゴールをしたのは5レーンのジンバブエ、13位がジンバブエ、14位チェコ、15位に日本の上野選手、成立学園高校2年生、16位がタイ、17位ラトビア、18位がチュニジアとなりました。
Well, that was the last C final. We're moving on to the D finals now. The D final for the men's double sculls, where we have Sugawara Rikuto and Nakajo Sennosuke for Japan in lane 1, Sobir Safaroliev and Davrion Davronov for Uzbekistan in 2, Leo Muiste and Mark Theodor Yalakas for Estonia in 3, Stula Mogstad and Frederick Reiter for Norway in 4, Renaz Mihailovs and Lauris Linard Sills for Latvia in 5, and Mateo Mladenic and Dan van Brussel for Singapore in lane 6.
男子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 D1 レーン日本菅原陸斗中条千之助、2レーンウズベキスタン、3レーンエストニア、4レーンノルウェー、5レーンラトビア、6レーンシンガポールです。
Well, they're already well progressed into this race, nearly 1,500 meters in here. So let's catch up with Robert straight away.
Thanks, Pete. Well, Estonia have dominated this D final of the junior men's doubles. Japan were looking pretty strong through the first half, but they've faded right out of the picture back in 5th position. So with 500 to go, it's Estonia ahead of Norway and Uzbekistan.
男子ダブルスカル順位決定 D、クルージャパン、ストロークス、成立学園高校、中条君、バウ、菅原君、三方高校が出走しております。2人とも非常に体格に恵まれており、将来を嘱望されている選手です。まだ高校2年生ということで、技術的に十分伸びしろのある選手たちですので、本レースをバネに来年以降のジュニアでの飛躍を期待したところです。現在、ラトビアと4位争いを演じております。
Well, the pace beginning to hot up here now as we enter the last 250 metres. Yes, Estonia are hanging on the lead, but Norway really have wound the rate up and are closing fast to overhaul Uzbekistan. So this leading trio moving through with 200 metres to go, and there's a boat-stopping crab by Estonia. They have blown away their chances of winning this D final, and that's let Norway right off the hook as they lead Uzbekistan by a canvas, Pete.
Oh, what a disaster for Estonia. They dropped back from 1st to 3rd here, trying to get their boat back up to speed. It's so hard to do. That moment of distraction has allowed Uzbekistan and Norway to motor past, and they're absolutely level into this last 100 meters.
さあ現在1着争いをしているのは2レーンのウズベキスタンと4レーンのノルウェー、3レーンのエストニアは水を叩いてしまいました。
Safaroliev and Davronov at 42 strokes a minute. We've got the Norwegians, Mogstad and Reiter at 36. Across the line, it's Uzbekistan by a foot ahead of Norway for the win in this D final of the men's doubles. 3rd place then goes to Estonia, clearly gutted after catching a crab in the last 100 meters. They're so hard to do after the exhaustion of a 2K race. When you get to those closing stages, keeping your blade work immaculate as it needs to be. 4th place, Latvia. 5th on the far side, Japan. And coming in for 6th, Singapore.
男子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 D1 着でゴールをしたのはウズベキスタンでした。19位ウズベキスタン、20位ノルウェー、21位最後に水を叩いてしまいましたエストニア、22位ラトビア、23位に日本の菅原陸斗選手、中条千之介選手、そして24位シンガポールです。
D final for the women's double sculls. Up next, we've got Chung Chuk Kwan and Pun Oyu for Hong Kong, China in lane 1. Ida Kivik-Sandvik and Caroline Berset for Norway in 2. Sophie Houston and Claire Netherway for Australia in lane 3. And completing the field, Aileen Ibarra-Maduena and Monica Garcia for Mexico in lane 4.
女子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 D1 レーン香港、2レーンノルウェー、3レーンオーストラリア、4レーンメキシコです。
Passing the 1,000 here. What a lead here, Camilla, for Australia.
Australia's Claire Netherway and Sophie Houston do have a very well accomplished lead here in this, the D final of the junior women's double sculls. This is contesting places 19 through 22 for these 4 boats, and Australia looking to push on from the position that they're already in. They're moving very quickly through the water, and they've managed to accumulate about 3 lengths over Mexico, the nearest boat to them, just to their right, and on their left sits 3rd place Norway in lane number 2.
1200メーター通過、第3レーンオーストラリアが大きくリードを奪っております。オーストラリアがこの順位戦に沈んでいること自体がこの種目のレベルの高さを物語っています。続いて現在第2位を行きますのが4レーンメキシコ。広島県の芦田川で事前合宿を経てこの海の森に乗り込んでまいりました。その成果をここから出していきたいところです。
This Australian women's double scull is not letting up anytime soon. They may have a 3-length lead over the rest of the pack, but Claire Netherway and Sophie Houston from the University of Western Australia and Sydney University Boat Club respectively are just still putting on the pressure on the rest of the others to chase them. Mexico sit in a bit of water by themselves. They're in a bit of a vacuum there. Monica Garcia out of last year's junior women's double that finished 13th. She's back again this year. Not quite as high up the rankings, but still sitting in a good position in this D final. Is then hotting up on the far side from the grandstand between the Norwegian combination and Hong Kong China, who are now level pegging as we come in towards 1500 meters.
1500を通過してトップは依然としてオーストラリア大きなリードです。 本来は力のあるクルーです。準決勝 CD 組でラスト 100m までトップを保ちながら痛恨のミスオールで4位に沈んだクルー、快調に飛ばしております。第2位にメキシコ、第3位に順位が入れ替わってノルウェーをかわして香港が上がってまいりました。香港の成長、ポール選手は16歳、後半ここからの、ラストスパートに期待します。
A storming performance here by Hong Kong, China's Puno Yu and Cheng Chek-won over in lane number 1 because they've managed to row through Norway. This Norwegian combination out of last year's quad, so a very experienced outfit there, and now being overtaken by the newcomers. And they've moved into third, and now they're going to challenge Mexico. Let's see if they can get overlap in the next 300 metres. They've got 300 metres to charge down to make it into second place, which will put them 20th overall in the Junior World Rankings. But this chasing pack of 3 are nowhere near Australia, Pete.
Yeah, they're untouchable leading this race here. The Aussies, Houston and Netherway, they're even just clinging on to their race rhythm as they have done that served them so well through the full course of this race so far. They might think about putting on a sprint finish, but there'd be no need because they've got such an enormous margin of clear water. The Mexicans feeling the pressure, though. They're at 36 as Hong Kong, China on the far side start to really wind it up for their finishing sprint.
3艇身以上の差を開けて1位を行くのは3レーンのオーストラリア、そして2着から4着が僅差となっております。2着現在は2位メキシコ、3位に香港、4位にノルウェーです。さあこちらがどこが入ってくるでしょうか。
Claire Netherway and Sophie Houston take it up 2 more pips to 35 strokes a minute to win this D final for the women's double sculls convincingly. 3 to 4 lengths of clear water ahead of Ibarra Maduena and Garcia of Mexico. They'll take second place in the D final, just over a length ahead of Hong Kong, China for third, who have just under a length ahead of Norway for fourth. So that being a D final, that was places 19, 20, 21 and 22 in the junior championship rankings for women's double sculls.
女子ダブルスカル順位決定戦 D1 着でゴールをしたのは3レーンのオーストラリアでした。19位オーストラリア、20位メキシコ、21位香港、22位ノルウェーという順位になりました。
D final next for the men's single sculls. Just 2 athletes taking part. Martin Tamoeta for Kiribati in lane 1 and Nelson Mosetti for Kenya in lane 2.
男子シングルスカル順位決定戦 D1 レーンキリバス、2レーンケニアです。
Just passing the 1,000 here, Robert, we can see that's Nelson Mosetti out in front.
Yes, Pete, these two 18-year-old scullers representing 2 of the lesser developed rowing nations around the world, but it's Nelson Mosetti of Kenya determined to reverse the timings that we've seen on the 3 previous occasions when they raced earlier in the week, when Martin Tamoeta from Kiribati has recorded the fastest time on each of those occasions. Mosetti leading the way for Kenya.
男子シングルスカル順位決定 D19、20を決めるレースです。キリバスとケニアともに、ボートに取り組んでから日が浅い国の戦いとなっております。キリバスは、太平洋の真ん中に浮かぶ人口11万人ほどの島国と聞いております。予選敗北準決勝のタイムでは、キリバスの方が10秒以上の速いタイムで漕いでおりますが、ケニアの選手は予選から敗北準決勝とタイムを10秒ずつ上げており、このレースでもキリバスの選手に水をあけて勝っております。非常にこのレースで、進歩している選手です。
A little bit of a wobble there from Mosetti, a couple of 100 metres back, but he's maintaining this 3 lengths margin over Tamoeta of Kiribati. Well, believe it or not, this is the first time we've seen a Kenyan athlete, or rather I should say 2019 is the first time we've seen athletes from that nation compete at international level since 2015, because the Kenyan Rowing Federation, based around the city of Mombasa, so desperately keen for funding, as are many of the lesser developed rowing nations around the world. And that's where FISA, the World Rowing Federation, does fantastic work in supporting these Nations as they attempt to grow their rowing programs. 500 meters remaining now. Here's a bit of a turnaround. Tamoyeta for Kiribati has upped his rate and is closing fast on the Kenyan.
ケニアの選手が依然として一定心の差を持って、キリバスの選手を抑えております。漕ぎとしてはまだ非常に成熟度が低くて日本の高校1、2年生のレベルでしょうか。しかし、アフリカ勢の心配能力で、どんどん、船を進めている印象を受けます。キリバスが、テクニカルな漕ぎでケニアに追いついてきております。
Well, things changing rapidly here because that long gap of clear water that separated the two scullers some 500 meters back has whittled away to nothing, and Tamoyeta has now got a little bit of an overlap on the stern end of Mazzetti's boat. Can the Kenyan regain his nerve here? It requires nerves of steel when you see a crew moving up fast behind you. Tamoyeta, who sculls out of his high school in Hamilton, New Zealand, is moving through, and the two scullers are inside the last 250 meters. Well, it may only be the D final of the junior men's singles. These two athletes racing for places 19 and 20 overall in the competition. But Pete, we've got a competition here.
Yeah, this is great. Martin Tamoyeta, he started it up first. He's gone to 34 as he moves up through Nelson Marsetti for Kenya. Both of these young men, excellent examples of athletes who follow the rowing values as they're putting absolutely everything into this D final for the men's single sculls, passing the grandstand. Tamoyeta, 34. Marsetti's gone up to 37 to try and stop that charge, but Martin Tamoyeta moving through to take the lead here in the D final of the men's singles.
1800メートルを過ぎたところから一気にラストスパートをしました。現在レートは36まで上げています。1位を行くのは1レーンのキリバス。
He put on his turn of pace at just the right moment. Martin Tamoyeta for Kiribati wins the D final of the men's single sculls, 2 lengths ahead of Nelson Marsetti for Kenya.
男子シングルスカル順位決定戦 D1 着でゴールをしたのは1レーンのキリバス。19位がキリバス、20位にケニアという順位になりました。
On now to the last race of our day here. It's the D final for the women's single sculls. Again, just 2 athletes taking part here. Malika Tagmatova for Uzbekistan in lane 1 and Tsai Ching-yi for Hong Kong, China in lane 2.
本日最後のレースとなります。女子シングルスカル順位決定戦 D1 レーンウズベキスタン、2レーン香港です。
Well, this D final for the women's single sculls just coming up towards halfway in the 1,000-meter marker. Out in front, we've got Malika Tagmatova for Uzbekistan leading the way. Camilla, this looks like just the race that we saw a moment ago with the men's single sculls. However, it all changed in the last 1,000 meters. What do you think? Can Tsai Ching-yi for Hong Kong, China get back in the action?
Well, Tsai Ching-yi would need to rewrite some of the results that she's faced this week against Tagmatova of Uzbekistan, because these athletes have faced each other a number of times throughout the competition. They last faced each other in the rep where it was 20 seconds in favour of Uzbekistan, and it was 16 seconds in the heat where they also faced up against each other. They were in different semi-finals. Uzbekistan also recording the faster time, but only by 4 seconds on that occasion. So Hong Kong, China closing the gap. Tsai Ching-yi has been improving her performances throughout the week, but at the moment she's being led by about 2.5 lengths by Tagmatova of Uzbekistan.
女子シングルスカル順位決定戦 D 組、19位、20位を決めるレースです。1レーンのウズベキスタンタグマトバ選手、2レーン香港サイ選手、アジア勢対決になっています。いずれも初めての世界ジュニア選手権です。香港チームは日本にゆかりが非常に深いチームです。イギリス人のクリス・ペリーコーチが長年指導しているアジアの雄と言えます。ペリーという名前に何か感じられた方もいらっしゃるかと思います。幕末に黒船艦隊を指揮して日本に来航した提督の一族です。ペリーコーチとともに日本人コーチの坂本さんも指導に関わっている香港チームです。17歳のサイ選手の力走、1250メーターを通過しました。後半の挽回に期待しましょう。
Malika Tagmatova of Uzbekistan with great precision here into the water. She just has a really nice start, not expending any more energy than she needs to around the catch, and that's allowing her to drive this single scull through the water at a faster pace than Tsai Ching-yi of Hong Kong, China. But Hong Kong, China, as I said, have been improving their performances throughout the competition. Tsai Ching-yi has been closing this gap on Malika Tagmatova of Uzbekistan, and she's closed the gap here in this D final of the junior women's single sculls. It now must only be about 2 lengths that she's got to make up, and she takes a little look over her left-hand shoulder to see Tagmatova there in the lane next to her, and the distance getting smaller and smaller. It might be too much to make up in the next 500 meters. We've just gone through the timing marker to signify 500 meters to go, but she certainly is making headway.
1500メーターを通過して依然としてトップを走るのはウズベキスタンのタグマトバ選手。しかし、第2位香港のサイ選手も1000メーター付近では50メーターに迫ろうかという差がありましたが、その差をどんどん縮めてきています。後半さらに挽回が期待されます。サイ選手とタグマトバ選手はこの大会3回目の直接対決。1回目2回目では10秒以上、2回目の対決では20秒離されているんですが、その差を縮めて今第4クォーター1700に通過しようかというところですが、2停進半ぐらいまでその差を縮めてまいりました。この後どういう展開になるか、非常に見ものです。
Tsai Ching-li of Hong Kong, China, continuing to monitor the progress of Tagmatova of Uzbekistan, and the gap still closing. This could be a really good performance from her to end the competition on her final race of this championships. And as the gap gets smaller, it's still Uzbekistan looking in control, but this would be a great performance too from Hong Kong, China, Pete.
Yeah, these two scullers absolutely in lock and step, matched entirely for rating and boat speed. So the question may well be, who's going to go first for their finishing sprint? Because they're into the red buoys, signifying the last 250 meters. And anything can change, as we saw in the last race where Martin Tamaeta moved through to win the D final. We could see it happen again, but neither of these athletes yet raising the rating for a finishing sprint here. Both of them matched still at 31 strokes a minute and matched in boat speed.
さあ本日最後のレース、現在1位を行くのは1レーンのウズベキスタン、次いで2レーンの香港です。香港の選手レート33にまで上げて最後のラストスパートです。
Last few strokes then, and Malika Tagmatova for Uzbekistan is going to win the D final for the women's single sculls. The last race of our day here on day 4 is won here by Malika Tagmatova for Uzbekistan, 2 lengths ahead of Tsai Ching-yi for Hong Kong, China.
女子シングルスカレー順位決定戦 D1 着でゴールをしたのは1レーンのウズベキスタンということで、19位がウズベキスタン、20位が香港ということになりました。
Well, folks, what a great way to end our day here on day 4 of the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships Tokyo, here at the Sea Forest Waterway, what will be the site of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games next year. We have had all of the semi-finals completed through the course of this morning. We've had all of the C finals, all of the D finals, and many of the B finals. All that remains for the event here are the B finals through the course of tomorrow morning, and then we're into all of the A finals. 1 A final for each boat class, of course, and we'll be running through those tomorrow morning. First race starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, where we have the first of 7 B finals starting, and we'll run through those B finals until 9:30. When we then get into the A finals from 9:50. That's when we're going to see the medals won from 9:50 until the last A final of the day, shortly after 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So a big schedule of racing to look forward to tomorrow, and we certainly expect some fast racing considering the heats, repêchages and semi-finals that we've enjoyed through the last few days. Weather tomorrow is expected to be pretty much identical to today. It's going to start off around 28 degrees tomorrow morning just before racing and rise all the way up to 35 degrees towards the end of racing. So it's going to get hotter and hotter as competition heats up as well through the course of tomorrow morning. Wind we expect to be just as it was today, which was pretty cool and calm. So fingers crossed we have those identical conditions for tomorrow. So as I say, lots to look forward to as we get into the A finals tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed today's session of racing. We've got an awful lot more to look forward to tomorrow. My name's Peter O'Hanlon. I've been joined up here in the tower by my Japanese co-commentator, Naho Ozami. And we've had our all-star commentary team out there following all of the racing. Robert Trahan-Jones and Kenichi Obinata in one car, and Camilla Hadland and Hiroshi Sugito in the other car. So on behalf of the whole commentary team, we want to make a few thank yous out to you guys, the spectators in the grandstand who have brought so much energy and fun to our day of racing today. We hope you can join us first thing tomorrow for the start of racing at 9 o'clock. And we also want to put out a huge thank you to the volunteers and officials that have been out there braving the heat for the last 4 days to help make sure that this event has run so smoothly. We hope that it will run just as smoothly tomorrow, so thank you for all of your efforts in that. In a moment, we want to thank our partners as well, but for the time being, we want to say Mahashta, we'll see you tomorrow, and sayonara, it's goodbye for now. So the last thing we'll say is that the organizing committee for the 2019 World Rowing Junior Championships would like to thank their partners.
2019世界ボートジュニア選手権大会4日目、すべてのレースが終了しました。さあ、そして今日で準決勝もすべて終わりました。明日は日曜日8月11日大会5日目となります。最初のレースは9時スタート、本日同様9時スタートとなります。9時から順位決定戦 B が7つ行われた後、9時50分からついに決勝種目が始まります。さあ、気温もですね、本日同様9時の時点では30度の予報が出ています。そしてお昼につれて35度以上まで上がる予報となっております。大会同様ですね、どんどんヒートアップしていくことと思いますので、皆さん準備をよろしくお願いします。さあ、タワーからお伝えしております。タワーアナウンサーはピーター・オーハンロンと私宇佐美奈穂、そしてコースですね、ボートの横で車から実況してくれているのはロバート・トレハン・ジョーンズ、カミラ・ハドランド、帯名健一、杉戸博、この4名が実況してくれています。そしてですね、会場にはたくさんの応援の方、そして関係者スタッフの皆さん来てくださっています。各国のアスリート、コーチ、そしてたくさんのボランティアの皆さん、本当にありがとうございます。大会も残すところあと1日となりました。体調には十分気をつけて最後まで盛り上がっていきましょう。それでは明日9時また会場にてお待ちしております。本大会は8社1団体のご協力ご協賛により開催されております。